Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, we're talking about Conference Championship weekend. We're very excited about it here. I can't stop thinking about it because I'm a sportsman and I love sports. Stephen Vaughn is here. Suk is out. By the way, I think he's out interviewing for the Browns job. I think that's where they are on their list.
They couldn't get anybody else, so they're like, "Hey, I like what he what he said on the radio the other day."
That's right. He was talking about Kevin Stefanski being all hot. No, I think he's having some sort of neck surgery today. Neck procedure, he said. And then tomorrow he's going to Arizona. He got an opportunity to play the stadium course, TPC Sawgrass, which is where they play the waste management, but he's not going to play it because it's too expensive. $600 they're charging because like the grandstands are up, you know? So you'd be able to play the 16th hole, that famous par 3 where everybody gets drunk and goes crazy. He'd be able to play that with all the grandstands. Nobody in them, but all the it'd be kind of cool. But they charge like $600 for a round right now there. Yeah, but
I feel like
he's out.
I feel like you should do something like that though. That's something you would. You would do it.
I probably would, but he and I are very different. I mean, he doesn't. He's just said he's coming off neck surgery. I don't know. He doesn't know how he's going to feel, but he's going to go down there and probably have a bunch of Tullamore Dew, you know.
Probably.
But finishing up the turnover discussion. 4 teams that won last weekend combined for 16 takeaways, and they only gave it away 4 times, plus 12 turnover margin. And then the 4 losing quarterbacks combined to turn it over 13 times. It's unbelievable. You also had, in these playoffs, you have had 2 of the top 5 all-time QB1 turnover performances. 2 of them in the same year. You know what the worst is? You know who's turned it over the most in one game in playoffs, in playoff history? Carson Palmer, when he was with the Cardinals in 2016 in the NFC Championship game against the Panthers. He turned it over 6 times. Jake Delhomme for the Panthers against the Cardinals in the 2009 NFC Divisional Round turned it over 6 times. Brian Hoyer, who the hell did he play for? Patriots, maybe? AFC wildcard against the Chiefs?
Browns? He was a Browns.
Did they make the playoffs, though? He turned it over 5 times. And then Josh Allen and C.J. Stroud this year turned it over 4 times each. Top 5 turnover performances. It's uncanny. Now watch.
Brian Hoyer started as a Houston Texan against the Kansas City Chiefs in 2016.
Why was he there? Who was their starter? He wasn't their starter, was he?
Couldn't have been, right?
The Texans in 2016.
I'll have to go do a little research.
Yeah, let's see if we can find that. Now watch it be Jarrett Stidham versus Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl with no turnovers. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that's going on this year. And what's wild with Stidham, too, I got that Stafford stat. I'll give it to you in a second. But what's wild with Stidham is that if Sean Payton, if he pulls this off with Jarrett Stidham, he will be lauded. But why wasn't Doug Peterson lauded when he pulled it off with Nick Foles? I don't feel like he was. Doug Peterson doesn't get enough credit, does he?
No, because he got fired a couple years later.
Yeah.
And no, Brian Hoyer was the main quarterback on that team.
He was their starter?
They started 4 quarterbacks that year. Brian Hoyer started 9. Ryan Mallett had 4. TJ Yates had 2. And Brandon Weeden had 1. But Brian Hoyer was the main quarterback on that Houston Texans squad.
Who was their coach?
That is Bill O'Brien. Well, Billy.
Oh, yeah, Bill O'Brien.
9-7. Then they got crushed by the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Well, anyway, it'll be interesting to watch Stiddy City. So here's the stat I was talking about with Stafford. So it's funny. The Seahawks are the best team. Make no mistake. They are the number 1 power-rated team in the NFL. And there's a reason why they're the favorite over the Rams in this game, and they will be a favorite over either of the 2 AFC teams. They're the best. They're the best team. But it's not that big of a difference between Seattle and LA, evidenced by the spread's 2.5? And that's home field advantage right there. Otherwise, they're saying neutral field, these teams are the same. That's the odds makers telling you that. So quarterbacks in NFL history to finish with 400 or more pass yards, 3 or more pass touchdowns, and no interceptions against the team that finished with the number 1 scoring defense. This is the list. Matt Stafford,
That's it.
That's the list.
Man.
He did it this year in Week 16 in that game in Seattle that they lost. That's the list. So, I mean, if you really want to boil it down to one thing, well, turnovers, which you can't predict, but if you want to look at something tangible, there's one of these quarterbacks is not like the others. Now, I know Drake May's in the MVP conversation, but like I said, Drake May's almost had 8 turnovers so far in 2 games. Matt Stafford is going to win the MVP. They're the number 1 offense. If there's anybody that can get to the Seattle defense, which looks really dynamite right now, it's the MVP. And he did the last meeting. So buckle up. This stuff's going to get wild.
Which I feel like, the quarterbacks can't trust any of the quarterbacks. What coach do you have the most trust in? All 4 coaches are really good.
McVay.
McVay's number 1 over Vrabel, Peyton. See, I
Yes.
think for me it's Sean Payton. I trust that guy the most.
Well, but with Stidham, though?
Yeah,
Or are you saying equal
just
teams?
equal teams? Who would
I'm
you
gonna
want
take
to
McVay.
coach? All right.
Yeah, I like McVay.
McVay has some funky decisions sometimes on
Dude,
4th down
you
that
ain't
drive me
kidding.
crazy.
You ain't kidding. He's blown a lot of leads this year.
Yeah.
And McDonald, I got to tell you, McDonald.
It might be McDonald. McDonald might be
he's-
the right answer.
He's elite. He might be the right answer, but he's got to win one first,
Right.
And then Vrabel's, he's awesome.
They're
too.
all good. Like all
Yeah.
really good. That's the thing is I feel like we're all questioning the quarterbacks and questioning all the teams in general, but the coaching staffs are elite right now.
They are. And that's typically the case, is it not? I mean, how often do coaches that aren't well thought of?
Well, Sirianni, do we actually think he's good?
I do, yeah.
Do you? I feel like
I
Eagle
do.
fans just want to murder him.
It's been a little weird with him, but I think you got to give him his flowers, man. I mean, that team, it's odd, but Super Bowl champs. I mean,
And then you had like McDermott and Harbaugh, who just got fired. They were always in the mix.
the more I think about Sean McDermott, the more I think he got kind of hosed there. I think he got hosed.
Yeah. I think that was more the general manager threw him under the bus.
They panicked.
Old Bean said, it's either you or me. Definitely going to be you.
And, I'm an expert on All Matters Bills because I watched the Bills Hard Knocks. Sean McVay, fantastic. That's the best part about Hard Knocks, whether it's in season or the preseason one, training camp one, is that you really get to see what the coach is really like. And John Harbaugh, I got to tell you, kind of came across a little milquetoasty, a little. He's kind of like
It was a Harbaugh.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot. It wasn't very dynamic. McDermott seemed like a really strong leader.
I'm surprised he hasn't been already named as like in the mix for some of these other gigs.
They linked him to the Steelers and the Ravens. And, of course, the Ravens just hired Jesse Minter, so he's out on that. I could see McDermott with the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad hire at all.
No.
If they hired him.
No. I think because you go look in the roster, like Suk said yesterday, who's the guy that stands out on either offense or defense for the Bills besides Josh Allen? It's really nobody. So he kind of took an adequate, average roster and made them really good for a couple of years. That's exactly what the Steelers are. Steelers might have more talent even.
He didn't get in the way for the most part. I keep going back to that. How many seconds was it when Mahomes drove down and kicked
13?
13 seconds?
Right.
Unbelievable. I mean, that was it right there.
That was the chance.
They won that game until they didn't.
Kick in the nuts.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he got kind of hosed. Anyway, let's continue on with the best miscellaneous championship weekend prop bets coming up next on The Fan. Well, we were looking earlier for a nickname for Stephen Vaughn, our new producer, and the Bald Mamba, ChatGPT recommended the Bald Mamba. Here's one on the text line that I really like. How about LeVon James? That's fantastic.
It's really good. It's really funny.
With your basketball background?
Yeah.
LeVon James. Because you're pretty similar to him.
LeBron
Right?
Vaughn?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, you watching this American Express, huh? Watching this big golf tournament?
Yeah, no.
So you and Suk going to gang up on me about my
Probably, yeah.
love of golf?
I
had an ally in Buck with golf, but not you.
I stink at golf. That's my problem.
Well, that doesn't matter.
It does.
You don't watch golf?
No, if it's a big tournament, I'll watch that.
You know what I love about golf? Well, actually, I love this about any sport. Do you like to layer your sports week? You know how you have you have big football games this weekend, but while you wait for those, you got some college basketball. Thursday rolls around, you got the golf tournament. Maybe some NBA if that's your thing. Whereas those months where you got just football and you're just waiting all week for more football, I like layers to my sports week.
I love just a random sporting event in the middle of the week.
Exactly.
It's good.
I agree. Just a random Tuesday night or Wednesday night.
Yeah, like a big event.
Exactly.
I'm shocked the NFL hasn't really started doing that more.
I don't know how they could with the schedule,
Right.
Could you play? I mean, I wouldn't put anything past them. You get any team that's going on a bye the next week, maybe they could play
like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday.
They already took over Monday, Saturday,
and Friday.
Yeah, they take it over Friday, and then
remember when they used to say,
football,
"Oh, they'll never play on Friday because of high school." Yeah, well, they're playing on Fridays.
Yeah,
some Fridays.
At some point, they're just going to take over Saturdays too. In college football, just whatever.
Yeah, move aside.
Yeah.
All right, I've got prop bets. We like prop bets here. There's some funny ones for Conference Championship weekend. And we're also going to talk about who could be the next Indiana next year in college football. I was thinking about college football today, too. And it's kind of fun because I feel like we're now moving into an era where you can't just pencil in all the blue bloods and the big boys. You can't pencil in Ohio State. You can't pencil in Georgia every year. They got a lot of competition, and a lot of teams could rise up. So there is a list of who could be the next Indiana, and we'll tell you who that is coming up next hour on The Fan.
McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Seattle Seahawks have a big one this weekend against the Los Angeles Rams up in Seattle in the NFC Championship game. And good news for the Seahawks is they are optimistic that starting left tackle Charles Cross will be able to play in that game after he suffered a foot injury against the 49ers. Ravens, they have found their new head coach. Former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter has been named the new head man up in Baltimore. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and Christian McCaffrey. Those are your 5 finalists for the NFL MVP award. Kansas coach Bill Self, he says he intends to be back on the sideline Saturday night when Kansas takes on Kansas State on the road. Self said he was feeling good after a brief trip to the hospital earlier this week because of what he called some abnormal chest pain. Texas Rangers, they are acquiring all-star left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore in a 5-for-1 trade with the Washington Nationals. Gore had a 4.17 ERA last year. Nats get back all prospects, including 18-year-old Gavin Fein, who was the 12th pick in this past Major League Baseball draft. Trailblazers back at it tonight at 22-22 on the season, looking to get above 500. They take on the Heat live from Moda Center tonight. Jeremy Grant, he'll be questionable for the Trailblazers. Norman Powell having a good year for the Heat. He will be questionable for Miami. Trailblazers 2.5-point home favorites. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Sports
All right, welcome back. Hour 2 here of the program on Thursday. It is Rop and Stephen Vaughn, the Bald Mamba, doing the show today. Assistant Coach Vaughn, LaVon James over there. By the way, LaVon, you gave us a lock the other night on the Blazers to beat Atlanta, or at least cover.
Yeah.
And they beat them outright. What do you think about tonight's game? Blazers are playing the Heat.
Give me the Blazers again.
What?
Yeah?
Yeah, 2.5. It's up to 2.5 now. Norman Powell, he's been big for the Heat, former Blazer great as well, Norman Powell.
What?
But he got
What?
downgraded from probable to questionable, which leads me to believe he won't play. And he's been awesome for the Heat, and so I think because of that, I would take the Blazers. And the Heat haven't played a late night game. Give me the Blazers again, baby.
Okay. Now they have Miami has Bam still, and they have Powell and Tyler Hero. Yeah, still.
Blazers. Yeah. I believe
Right?
Tyler Hero has been hurt for most of the season.
Yeah,
though.
he's hurt, but he's there.
Yes. And then Bam is playing, so that's a matchup nightmare. Andrew Wiggins as well.
Oh, that's right. Andrew
Former
Wiggins
Jayhawk
is
great.
there. Yes, not so great. Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Didn't
man.
they have him and Embiid at the same time?
They were there at the same time. Embiid got hurt.
Right. Embiid
Yeah.
was awesome though.
They were awesome. Yes, that team was going to win the national championship, and,
Yeah.
and Embiid got hurt, and they lost in the tournament.
Shockingly, Joel Embiid got hurt.
Yeah, no kidding. It was a sign of things to come. Kansas had a lot of great freshmen, 5-star freshmen that everybody's all raving about, that come in, and they're almost always disappointing. Wiggins was, although he was very young. I mean, he was supposed to still be in high school. He was good, but, raw. They're freshmen. But the two guys that as freshmen were legit. One was Joel Embiid, and the other is this kid they have now, Darren Peterson. He's going to be the number 1 pick next year. Oh, my God. He's unstoppable.
Again, when he plays, he's great.
Yeah, he's a little,
Just same as
little
Joel
soft,
Embiid.
always hurt, kind of. He missed. He was in and out of the lineup because of cramps. Cramps, LaVon, cramps.
Hey, you know what? It's hard to play in that altitude up in Colorado. No, but I'm with you. Darren Peterson is awesome.
He is really good.
The thing about it is, when Embiid played, Embiid did NBA things that normal college guys don't get. And it's just like normal things. Like he would post up and face up. He would get double teamed. He would take a dribble and make a good pass. Like guys can't do that when they're 18, 19 years old. He was doing that. And Peterson does the same thing. Like he does NBA type moves where you're like, oh, that's a little bit different.
You know who they're comparing him to?
Who's that?
Kobe.
Kobe.
He looks like Kobe. He moves like Kobe, and he's mid-range. Like he is money. In college, like you don't see that.
Right.
Like you say, especially out of freshmen. Anyway, enough about college basketball. I was just looking at the list. Pro Football Focus put out the list of the highest graded players in the NFC Championship game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of the top 10, how many are Seahawks? Any position.
What was that?
Oh, you missed it.
I was listening.
Yeah. Hey, Buck.
Hey.
Nice to see you. The top 10 highest graded players, Pro Football Focus, NFC Championship game. How many are Seahawks?
I will go with, I'll go 4.
3. Only 3.
Yeah.
Puka is the highest graded player.
Makes sense.
And Pro Football Focus is known for their player grades because it's a rating based off of their position and how they compare to other players at their position. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Am I going to sneeze? I'm not going to sneeze. So Puka's number 1. They got Smith and Jigba number 2.
Yeah.
Stafford 3. Then you got a couple Seahawks, Witherspoon and Walker. And then the rest are Rams. Dotson, offensive tackle. Ford on the defensive front. Byron Young, the pass rusher. Jackson on the offensive line. And Kyron Williams, believe it or not, top 10 player. Interesting.
Doesn't that just... Again, people are hyping up the Seahawks. I played that clip. Joel Klatt says he hasn't felt this good about a team since the undefeated Patriots to just win it all. Are we really? Can we pump the brakes?
Can we call Joel Klatt an idiot at this point? Can I do that? Is that okay?
It's your show.
You know what it is? He's an idiot. And I bet he really doesn't watch until college football's over and later in the season. And yes, if you've just watched the Seahawks against the Niners, they look dominant.
Best team ever.
Best team ever. How is anybody going to beat them? Well, there's a recipe. Do you like prop bets? I know you do. You're a gambling man.
You darn right I do.
So the props on, these are the best ones. There's a lot of them, but I pulled out a few for championship weekend. Which coaches will win? And you can bet on one Mike, one Sean, both Mikes, or both Seans.
That's great.
So who do you think's going to win?
Give me, let's see, that would be Sean and Sean. I'm going to go with,
both Seans?
I'll go both Seans.
You're going both Seans.
Yeah.
That is actually the longest shot.
Both dogs.
Yeah, so that's...
Actually, no, I take it back. 1-1. I think Seahawks win.
Okay. So both Seans is plus 600.
One Mike, one Sean.
That's not a bad... Yeah, so that's not a bad bet. You're saying one Mike, one Sean.
Yeah.
That would be minus 140. That is the odds-on favorite.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I would want.
And then if you want both Mikes, Vrabel v. McDonald, it's plus 140.
That's not a bad bet.
That's a pretty good value,
That's good
too.
value bet, yeah.
Because you got both favorites.
Right.
Isn't that interesting? How they actually... That's weird. Why would they...
That does seem weird, doesn't it?
It should be inversed. Maybe that's telling you something.
They know.
One Sean is going to win.
But what Sean will it be?
Which Sean will it be? Will the broadcast mention Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham played at Auburn? There's no way they don't, right?
But they both... Wait, Stidham finished at Auburn, though. Yeah, they'd have to. They're going to have to.
Yes is minus 140.
Yeah.
Meaning you bet 140 to win 100. And then no is plus 100.
Yeah, I would take the yes.
Yeah, they will. Will the broadcast show Nick Foles' tweet about the Patriots struggling against backup quarterbacks in championship-style
I'd go
games?
no.
No is minus 1,000. They don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
You got to bet 1,000 to win 100. Yes, plus 550. Who will be mentioned first during the AFC Championship game? Tom Brady or Nick Foles? I'm going to say Brady.
I'd go Foles.
Okay. Foles is minus 150.
Oh.
Brady's plus money, plus 110.
I think...
You don't think they'll mention Brady with the Patriots being there? Like, what?
Yeah, because they'll say
They'll
this is the
slobber
first time.
over Tom. Exactly.
Yeah, first time they're here since Tom Brady and whatever year he was there.
But then they also may say, well, the first backup quarterback in the championship game since Nick Foles.
Depends who gets the ball first. Did the Patriots win the toss and take the ball?
Yeah.
You're going to get Tom Brady talk.
I'm going to take plus money there.
Yeah.
What will be mentioned first during the AFC Championship game? The Broncos are the largest home underdog in conference championship history, or Jarrett Stidham was drafted by the Patriots.
Stidham drafted by the Patriots.
That is minus 200.
Yeah. They don't want to talk about gambling on there.
Right. And that's a good call. That's a bet. That bet is plus 150 if you want it. And how many times will Drake May get sacked? Now, the over. By the way, for those who don't know, he took a ton of sacks this year. 5 in each of the first 2 games. The over/under is 3.5. And Denver gets after the quarterback.
Yeah. Is it what's the
3.5.
Yeah. But is it juiced to the over?
No.
Juiced to the under.
Minus 110. 3.5.
Each way?
Over or under?
I'll take the over.
He gets sacked more than 3.5 times.
Yeah.
I agree. What happens first? Jarrett Stidham turnover or Jarrett Stidham tutty?
Tutty.
Tutty minus 140.
Yeah, Tutty for sure.
Really? Why
Yeah.
are you so sure about that?
I don't think they're gonna let him throw the ball very much.
Ah,
So it's gonna be more of a fumble situation where he may get a sneak, he may scramble in from 10 yards out, get a touchdown.
okay. I think the odds would be, well, no, the odds are with touchdown, minus 140. The turnover is plus 100.
Yeah.
And then Rams Seahawks, total touchdowns, over under 5.5. That's a lot of touchdowns.
That is a lot of touchdowns. I'd go under on that.
Rams Seahawks, longest touchdown of the game, over under 36.5. Now, mind you, the Seahawks have not allowed a play of 20 or more yards in 3 games.
I'd go under. I think this is going to be a little lower scoring than we saw earlier this season. That second
possible.
game, which was a crazy game.
But then Shaheed might run the kickoff back, and you're screwed.
Done after one play. Damn it.
I
I don't mind when that happens. You know, you have a bet and it loses first play. You just throw money back in there.
It's like your team getting blown out.
Yeah.
It's way better to get blown out than to lose in
the
a heartbreaker.
Yeah, better to be just lose it, and then just like you have a parlay. You lose your first game, then you go parlay the rest of the other 3 or whatever.
Spoken like a true degenerate.
Right there.
Well, those are your best miscellaneous championship weekend prop bets. Okay. All right. Now we can move on. I got more championship weekend stuff coming up later. But who could be the next Indiana? There are a couple of candidates out there that a lot of folks are talking about. We'll get to that next on The Fan. All right, In the News is coming up next, where we will talk about hot sauce, Chick-fil-A, and we do have a reward issued for the man who shot the cops. We were talking about that yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, because there's a reward issued for whoever shot the endangered gray wolf. So we'll compare rewards, but that's next. I saw the CBS Sports guys put out an article of regarding who may be the next Indiana, which I think is great. College football is, to me, about it's already a really fun sport, I think. But I think it's really about to pop. And one of the reasons it's about to pop is because the transfer portal and NIL. And you can rebuild now in a year. You can hire the right coach. You can be good instantly. He brings in some transfers. He puts in he gets buy-in. He builds a scheme and a system that works. And you can bring in experienced kids. Now, this doesn't help the lesser schools in college football because they're just feeder programs for the bigger ones that have the money. I get that. Look, it's not perfect, but I do think the top of college football, the relevant schools, it's going to be better than ever every year because you just can't pencil through the blue bloods. It's just Ohio State's going to be good. We know that. Alabama's going to be good. Georgia's going to be good, but you can't pencil them in like you could years ago. I mean, you used to be able to sit down and go, there's probably about 7 or 8 teams that can win a national championship because they're that talented. Now there's a lot, and Indiana just proved that. So that, to me, is a really, really exciting element of college football that makes it that much more interesting. Indiana, since 2001, the longest preseason odds to win the title, Indiana this year was plus 10,000. That is double the longest shot that had previously won the championship, which was Auburn, that beat Oregon in 2010. No one really saw that coming, even though we probably should have because they signed Cam Newton. But they were plus 5,000 that year. And then LSU, that team that won in 2003 with Nick Saban, was plus 4,000. That was Matt Mock's team. Do you remember that?
Matt Mock, baby.
Do you remember that? Are you too young?
No, I do remember that team. Now that
Matt
you mentioned
Mock
Matt
won
Mock,
a college football championship.
Some bad quarterbacks have won national championships.
Yeah.
It's not all about the quarterback
No,
in college
you're right.
football.
You're
well, it might be
absolutely right.
nowadays, though, to your point. It may be about really good quarterbacks because they don't have, like back then, those teams had the depth. Like those Alabama teams that won with, who they'd win with, A.J. McCarron.
McCarron, yeah.
Like they had first-round picks that were third string on the depth chart. You don't have that nowadays. All those guys are leaving and going to Missouri's or they're going to, Indiana, and they're getting playing time early on rather than sticking around for that depth. So to your point, that it does kind of even it out. But I would actually argue this, Rob. I would say, for the most part, we don't. When it comes to college sports, and a lot of this is college basketball, but we remember the runs, the Cinderella runs. We don't remember usually when it's super chalky and it goes all the way. And so that's why I am afraid of the way college football and college basketball is going, that it's all going to be about the Power 4 schools, and we're just going to throw away the group of 5, group of 6, because they are poaching all those schools. Now they get an automatic bid. The funny part is they get an automatic bid, the group of 6. This is the weakest the group of 6 is ever going to be because all their good players leave. Like, I think it's counterintuitive.
It's not all, but I get what you're saying. But it's kind of always been that way.
Like in college basketball, we remember the Loyola Chicago's getting to the Final Four. We remember Butler getting to the championship game. Who was in the championship game 2 years ago in college basketball? We don't remember because we don't care, but we remember the Loyola Chicago runs because it's all about Cinderellas, and they're kind of taking that all away from us.
But that never. When's the last time a Cinderella won the college football championship?
It was Indiana.
Before this new system. It didn't happen.
It didn't.
Like, it's a myth. Like, Boise State was good. They won a bowl game over Oklahoma, and we all split our pants. Big deal. I mean, Oklahoma didn't care. They don't win championships. They never have. Like, it's this illusion that it's – and look, it's worse for them now, I think, because, yes, their better players are now getting poached. But not every kid has its hand out. And some of these – has their handout, and some of these group of 5 schools are able to keep some kids. I mean, Ashton Genty stayed at Boise State, and they went to the playoffs. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that much different for those schools. They were never competing for championships anyway. But now what you have is you have a wider net of schools that can compete that could never before. It's not all of them, but Indiana. I mean,
Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
I mean,
Indiana.
Vanderbilt just missed out on the playoff too.
I know. I think it's going to be exciting. But yes, there is an element of, and I know a lot of people are bothered, that it's just not going to be parity all across the board. There's something like 136 programs.
And that's my problem.
Not going to happen.
Is I love college. Like, college sports are my favorite thing. I love college football and college basketball. And so I do love the little guy making a run and try and having that illusion. I know it's never going to happen.
Did you think that of Indiana?
I thought they'd lose at some point. Like, I was shocked that they went 16-0.
But did you think that did that feel to you like the feeling you're talking about, like the Loyola, whatever?
Yeah, a little
Chicago,
bit.
Like
a
it
little
felt
bit.
Cinderella-y?
It did feel a little Cinderella-y. Even though they were undefeated, number one going into the playoff, I still thought at some point the lack of depth is going to hurt them. And it never did.
Well, there you go. I mean, look, it's not going to be maybe San Diego State, but Indiana just won a national championship. You should like that based on your point that you're making.
Well, I'm mad, Rob.
We got to be mad about everything, don't we?
I can't be happy.
Look, it's not perfect, but I think it's going to be way better. And so CBS put out a list of the top schools that could be the next Indiana. And I find this very interesting because, Texas Tech got into the tournament.
Yep.
Oregon has certainly helped build its program. It's been building for a while, but it has been helped by this new system.
Oregon's a mainstay in the playoff now.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they are. I'm surprised they're not preseason number one. Did you see who's preseason number one?
I saw Indiana was tied with somebody for the lowest odds.
Preseason number one, they put out I don't know who does it, but they put out it's not an official poll. It was Texas again.
Right. They've gone hard in the portal.
Have they?
Yeah.
But did we not learn our lesson with them?
No, we never do.
We don't, do we?
No. We love Sark for some reason.
I don't. Will Steve Sarkisian ever win a championship?
Hell no.
No, he ain't.
No. Can't trust that guy.
No, you can't.
Arch Manning. I know Arch Manning played better at the end of the year. That guy, he's not that good.
Not yet. But again, just like Dante Moore, a little seasoning, coming back to school.
He's been there for 3 years.
Well, Carson Palmer was there for 3 years until he popped.
Well, of course, there's outliers for everybody.
I don't think it's outlier. I think it's normal that it takes time. You got to get starts, man.
I'm instant gratification era. Give it to me now.
So one of the schools on this list is Kentucky, and that's Will Stein.
Yeah.
They are saying that he has already beefed up the offensive line through the transfer portal with proven Power 4 starters. He flipped the Notre Dame quarterback, Kenny Minchie, from Nebraska, and he added a former 5-star running back named C.J. Baxter. I think he might be from Texas.
Texas guy, yeah.
And then he took a swing on LSU transfer. He's a receiver, Nick Anderson. So Will Stein at Kentucky is one candidate to be the next Indiana. Another one on this list is UCLA, and that's interesting because that's the James Madison guy.
Right, Bob Chesney.
Bob Chesney, who took over after Kurt Signetti left James Madison. And if you don't know the story of Kurt Signetti, he brought a lot of transfers from James Madison to Indiana. As a matter of fact, I think they just won the title with about 10 guys still on that team that played at James Madison. Well, Bob Chesney has already brought 10 James Madison players to UCLA.
And the rumor is they're actually spending now at UCLA. Like, they're going to spend money. Because it was a little shocking that Chesney went to UCLA. Like, I thought, why would you go there? Like, that seems like a job that's a dead-end job. You're not going to get anywhere out of it. But they're spending money. They got Nico Iamaleava still there.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there. I don't mind that one.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Also on the list of teams who could be the next Indiana, Virginia Tech, a classic sleeping giant in college football. You've got James Franklin there now. He has already brought his quarterback over from Penn State. He brought in tight end Luke Reynolds, players familiar with his system, capable of stepping in right away. And I think without pressure on him, maybe a little chip on his shoulder, I feel like James Franklin's focused and ready to be maybe challenge for the ACC.
Well, I think that's a good point right there. Is they're in the ACC.
Yeah, easy league.
Miami, yes, really good, but they didn't even win the league last year. They weren't even in the championship game last year.
Right.
So that's where it is James Franklin's in a better spot because in the Big Ten, you're going against Oregon and Ohio State and Michigan and Indiana. Now you're competing against Miami and Virginia, Duke. Clemson. Clemson's down big time. I think it's a great spot for Franklin.
Virginia got somebody the other day and I can't remember. Oh, it was Bo Pribula. Did you see that?
He
Pribula.
went to Virginia?
Yeah, he ended up going to Virginia. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Transfer quarterback.
Yeah.
He was sniffing around Washington, and then
Right.
Williams went back there. So Virginia Tech, UCLA, and Kentucky. And then the last team on this list, this is CBS Sports list of teams that could be the next Indiana, is Oklahoma State. And that's where Eric Morris is the new coach. He has a high-powered offense. He comes over from North Texas. He brought Mestemaker, the quarterback from North Texas, and he has already hit. I mean, the Cowboys were historically bad last year. I mean, they were. You saw that with the Oregon game, but he's brought that offense over to Stillwater, and more than 60 players have entered the portal, and it says that they have a return of more than 50 transfers, including 17 players from North Texas. The haul includes 5-star quarterback Drew Mestemaker, national rushing touchdowns leader Caleb Hawkins, and top wideout Wyatt Young, alongside key defensive pieces and multiple 4-star skill players. They could win the Big 12. Them, Texas Tech,
BYU,
always there.
Arizona State with Dilly. You gotta put them in there as well.
Do they still have that quarterback?
Sam Levitt? No, he left.
No. The other one, the backup who played for them once Levitt got hurt. What was his name? Jeff Sims.
No, I don't know.
They ain't winning anything with that.
No, he's been around forever and terrible at every spot he's been at. I think with Oklahoma State, the question would be is
defense probably.
Well, the money. Do they have money? Ever since T. Boone's Pickens died, the money hasn't been flowing as much as it was because they were rolling for a while. Yeah, remember when Oregon came available, Gundy was one of the guys that they thought might go to Oregon.
I think they care, and caring equals money,
right?
Because they know they need it to compete. And I don't know. That's interesting. They have his roster has 65 new players.
And North Texas, they were the favorite to make it out of the group of 5 to the college football playoff, and they ended up losing to Tulane in the AAC title game. But Mestemaker is legit. That offense is legit. And you in the Big 12, you got just as good a shot as anybody to compete with Texas Tech. Texas Tech seems like they're head and shoulders above everybody. Then you kind of got BYU maybe head and shoulders above everybody else besides that, and then it's everyone else.
Texas Tech got Sorsby, right? The quarterback from Cincinnati.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good get.
Yeah.
So their offense may be better.
Can't be worse than what it was against Oregon.
Oregon made it look bad. I think that of those 4 teams, my money would be, and I wouldn't bet on it, but the next Indiana, and again, I don't know that means championship next year.
Kansas.
That means, we're building something.
Leipold?
Well, we're building a stadium, but
yeah,
finishing the renovations of the stadium. Yeah, no, Leipold's a good coach.
He is,
but they're not. They'll be lucky to compete for the Big 12 championship.
6-6, 7-5. Yeah, there you go.
8-4.
Yeah, there you go.
You never know.
Good old team.
Tell you what set them back. They are a good little team. You know what set them back is that coach hitching his wagon to freaking Jaden Daniels. Jalen Daniels.
He was there forever, too.
Terrible. Should have punted on him 3 years ago. Anyway, if I had to bet, this doesn't mean they'll win a championship. It just means they could be in the conversation for the playoff and turn it around quickly. I would say Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech have better chance than UCLA and Kentucky. Just because Kentucky's I think Kentucky probably has the best players coming in and maybe Will Stein the best coach, but SEC.
Right.
Very difficult.
The thought would be, can they be Vanderbilt, right? Because Vanderbilt turned it around in 2 seasons. Last year they were decent with Pavia. They beat Alabama. Everyone was excited. They ended up, I believe, 6-6. Where then this past year, 10-2 or 9-3, whatever, something like that. So that would be the thought. Maybe not this year, but next year for Will Stein, year 2, maybe he could really flip it and turn around and compete. But I'm with you. I think those conferences to move up to the upper echelon and the SEC or Big 10, I just think is such a hard climb compared to the ACC and Big 12. Like, you can really flip it. Virginia did it. Virginia flipped it in 1 year, was a win away from getting to the College World Playoff, lost to Duke. They would have made it. So, I think Virginia Tech and Oklahoma State would be the choices.
I'd like to see James Franklin actually win something at Virginia Tech.
Right. I do too.
I don't know why. He's not the most likable guy, but...
No, in fact, I think he's historically jerked everybody.
He's an ass.
Yeah.
You're making me uncomfortable.
But, I don't know. I'm going to root for him.
His record against teams not named Michigan and Ohio State is
very
insane.
Good, yeah.
You're speaking Japanese.
All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we got to move on to In the News. Got some news for you. News you can use. Rewards issued. And Chick-fil-A news coming up next. But first, here is LeVon James with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Seattle Seahawks versus the Rams in the NFC title game on Sunday. And the Seahawks got some good news. They are optimistic that starting left tackle Charles Cross can play in the NFC title game after suffering a foot injury he suffered against the 49ers. Should be a big one there. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites over the Rams. Ravens, they have found their new head coach, and it'll be former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. He'll be the new head man in Baltimore. That was announced today by the Ravens. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and Christian McCaffrey. Those are your 5 finalists for the NFL MVP award. Kansas basketball coach Bill Self says he intends to be back on the sideline on Saturday night when Kansas plays at Kansas State. Self said he is feeling good after a brief trip to the hospital earlier this week because of what he called some abnormal chest pain. So good news for Bill Self. Texas Rangers, they're acquiring left-handed all-star pitcher Mackenzie Gore in a 5-for-1 trade with the Washington Nationals. Gore had a 4.17 ERA a season ago. Nats get back all prospects in the trade. Trailblazers back in action tonight. They are 22-22 on the season, looking to get above 500 as they host the Heat from Moda Center. Jeremy Grant questionable for the Trailblazers, and Norman Powell averaging 23 points a game for the Heat. He is questionable for Miami. Blazers 2.5-point favorites at home. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, welcome back to our show. Big Sook is out for the rest of the week. He'll be back Monday. Big Monday show where we see who is right about Jarrett Stidham in Stiddy City. In the meantime, Stephen Vaughn and I holding down the fort. It is Jan 22, 2026. Time now for In the News. I'm your noted newsman. Hello. Thank you.
Why?
Thank you very much. Please be seated. It is brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today, coming from the cold day, which is interesting because it's been pretty cold here. I don't know if you've seen the weather forecast for a lot of the country. It's about to get hammered by frigid temperatures and ice and snow.
You can always tell it's going to be a cold day when the car is frozen in the morning when I go drop the kids off.
Yeah.
Sucks when I got to wake up a couple minutes earlier.
Poor guy.
I know. Life's hard.
Imagine living in Maine or, like
I don't want it.
Vermont.
No thanks.
I don't either.
That seems miserable.
Yeah, as crappy as our weather can get sometimes and get us down in the dumps, it's pretty mild.
Are we soft? We're soft.
Who? Oregonians?
Yeah.
Northwesterners?
Yeah. Pacific Northwesterners?
Weather soft?
Weather soft.
I think a little. Because we don't get that extreme of weather.
Because it's not that bad.
It's not. People think it is, but it's not. What's the worst weather you've ever been in?
Just when the snowmageddons.
Out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty dicey.
I was in Orlando when it was like 95 and dumping rain on me, which was the worst.
95 and
like
dumping
95
rain?
degrees.
That's the worst weather you've been
It was
in?
horrible. I was sweating and getting rained on.
Yeah, real humid.
Yeah, that's not for me, dog.
All right, dog.
Sodded.
All right, what was I saying to you? Oh, yeah, well, I guess there's a big storm brewing. 180 million people are in its wake, where it's going to get really cold and icy and snowy. And that's not going to be here, although it has been very cold recently. It is also National Hot Sauce Day. I saw a list, Oregon and Washington hot sauce states. This is from Stacker.com. Spicy insights in Oregon for National Hot Sauce Day from Instacart data. What do you think our top hot sauce is here? Like, for example, Cholula, Tapatio Tabasco, Frank's Red Hot.
I would say the Cholula.
Cholula?
Yeah.
Yeah. We are what is Hai Fong Foods? What is that? That threw me for I should have checked this before Tapatio is California's favorite hot sauce. Frank's Red Hot down in Arizona, they love that. Frank's Red Hot, a lot of the upper Midwest.
It's the sriracha with the little rooster on it.
Oh, like okay, sriracha. Yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
that's Hai Fong.
That's Hai Fong. That's who makes it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, why did they put sriracha on?
Why did they just put
Threw me
sriracha?
off.
I mean, they have other products.
Hawaii likes Cholula, but sriracha is the Northwest, Idaho, looks like Utah, Texas, and then Kansas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico.
Yeah, that's probably the right. That's the right choice.
The most popular in the country, according to this is just from Instacart, but the most popular is Frank's Red Hot. That's the most popular hot sauce in the United States. Tabasco is only number 7. And it should be. Because,
it should be. I was going to say it. That's right.
Well, Tabasco is a little bit like ketchup. And like back in the day, it's like all you really had. I mean, you didn't have a lot of options. It's like when you had 3 channels on your TV. Yeah. Now, I mean, come on, with Cholula.
Hot sauce technology is much better.
It's great, and it's getting even better.
But like even Frank's Red Hot, I mean, if I'm going to have that, it's only going to be on wings, but I have to add stuff to it. It can't just be by itself.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't put that on like I'm trying to think. I put a hot sauce on a lot of weird stuff, so you wouldn't put that on like I don't know, like your pizza?
No. No, if I want a spice on a pizza, I'll just give me some jalapeno and put that on there.
Okay. We're learning things about LeVon
James.
Okay. First ever Portland Chick-fil-A opened this morning. So you can go get a...
If you go now, you can get it by 8 o'clock.
Are the lines that long?
I don't know. Probably.
Are you one of these dorks who goes ape crap over a stupid fast food chicken sandwich?
No.
I will never understand it.
Chick-fil-A is fine, but it's only really good because the customer service is really good. That does add a couple points to it. But if you're just going straight food,
it's fine.
It's
You're
fine.
right. You're right. I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't understand why we get so GD hot and bothered over a $7 sandwich.
Like
chicken.
I like going to Chick-fil-A because it's a good experience. The workers there are great. Just
Yeah,
like
that's what I hear.
Just like Trader Joe's. Like, you know, you can probably get better deals, but the people working there, super nice. Adds on to the experience.
Okay. All right.
Give me a good.
But are you
customer service.
knifing somebody over a stupid chicken sandwich? I mean, what is wrong with us?
We're fat? I don't know.
Anyway, it's at 99th and Stark. It's near Mall 205, which I think used to be an Olive Garden, but I'm not sure. So it's open. Places I will never go for $500. Chick-fil-A in Gresham, or wherever that is. I guess it's Portland, but...
Technically Portland, yeah, but out there.
Okay, I have audio for you. I want to play this because I love these guys. I love Portlandia. I think Portlandia is fantastic. I think the show, it's amazing. It's a little out there. It's not for everybody, but having lived here, it's just spot on. And as a matter of fact, they still play. They did a lot of Portlandia episodes, and they still play a lot of them on this. I don't know. Is there like a Portlandia channel? Because they're always on my YouTube TV list of things to watch. And so every once in a while, I'll just stumble on there. I love Fred and Carrie. I think they're fantastic. And they are back reprising their roles from Portlandia to promote the Portland Fire.
Oh, hey, Carrie. What are you reading?
Transforming Basketball. I'm not at the end, so I don't know what it transforms into, but it's a pretty great book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So nice to be back.
Feels like old times, huh?
Really does. Did you hear about all these new places that are opening up here?
Have you been to the new vegan restaurant? The food isn't vegan, but the servers are.
Of course. Did you hear that Keith Lee gave a 10 out of 10 to the wings at the Alberta Market?
He's giving out a lot of 10s, though.
Did you hear about that new speakeasy at PDX?
Don't talk about it.
It's a secret.
It's super secret. Fred, did you hear about Pals?
Powell's?
Pals.
Powell's the bookstore.
No, say it with me.
Pals.
It's Pals. It's a restaurant.
Oh, yes, the restaurant.
Yes.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Have you heard of it?
Have you heard about the new Thai restaurant on Belmont?
I have.
What about the new one on Hawthorne?
Many times.
Vancouver?
Too many times.
Mississippi.
I'm a regular.
Shaver.
I have not. Stop thinking about that place.
Tillamook.
We went there together.
What about Davis?
I have reservations.
Thurman.
For breakfast.
Really?
Yes.
Did you hear?
I have. Did you hear? Did you hear?
Did you hear?
Did you hear?
Here.
Oista?
Did you
Here.
hear? Look at
Did you
me.
hear? Did you
Look
hear?
at me.
Did you hear?
Hi, Sonia.
Hey guys, did you hear? The Portland Fire WNBA team is coming back this season.
What do you mean? They haven't been a team since 2002.
Yeah, they coming back. 2026 is their debut season.
That's awesome. Portland Fire reignited. Should we get season tickets?
Yeah.
All right. I wonder when they're going to announce the schedule for next season.
And then, in the most anticlimactic bit, it just goes into the schedule for the Portland Fire.
I mean,
And then you turn it off.
Right.
It's like that. It ends that way.
Here's the schedule, and here's the X button.
So it's look. I love Fred and Carrie. I think that's great. It's so true. Hey, have you heard about the? Have you heard about But there needed to be something at the end of that. If I'm going to be critiquing,
They do define Portland very well.
they're so good. Do you watch Portlandia? Do you ever watch
I haven't watched all of them, but I've
Yeah.
watched some of it. Like, went back in this peak, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, coming up next, we have a reward issued for the man who is he's still out there. He shot 2 cops. And I do have a hint in a very Portlandia, sort of way. It is less than the reward for the Grey Wolf. So, probably could have predicted that. We will get to that coming up next on In the News on The Fan.
Dirt and Spray.
right, welcome back. It is in the news for Jan 22, 2026. We've got big reward news here. You know, Suk was asking about this just yesterday. We were talking about the guy who attempted to kill, well, he shot 2 cops in northeast Portland a couple days ago. That guy is at large. Now, I will say that if you look at the photo, which I'm trying to pull up again, he has a mask. So he has a hood on, and he has a mask over his mouth, but you can see his nose and eyes. And I gotta say, just based on the nose and eyes, if I'm looking for him, I could pick him out. Like, he's got distinct features. Let's just put it that way. Those 2 features. So, listen, my eyes are peeled, okay? I'm watching you, fella. I could recognize that schnoz anywhere. Anyway, we mentioned that the reward for whoever killed the endangered gray wolf out in, I forget the county, but way down south of Bend, the reward for that was $10,000. This reward for a man who tried to kill 2 cops is $2,500. Now, make that make sense.
Seems a little backwards.
It
my opinion.
seems a little backwards.
Just one man's humble opinion.
Now, they said that, so this is the Portland Police Bureau putting this out, along with Crime Stoppers of Oregon. Now, I have never heard of Crime Stoppers of Oregon. Does every state have a Crime Stoppers? And if Crime Stoppers of Oregon is involved, wouldn't they have money to put up for a reward? Like, shouldn't this reward be more? Look, I get it. Sometimes the coffers don't have a lot in it, for rewards, but Crime Stoppers should be able to help with that. I don't know.
Every state does indeed have a Crime Stopper program.
Okay. What do they do? Because it doesn't seem like they do much. You know what I mean? Like, they're not very. You just don't hear about them.
Yeah, I don't know what they
do. They stop crime?
Apparently.
Or do they just siphon money like every other?
The National Crime Stoppers organization spans the United States to create a network of local programs to work together to prevent and solve crimes. So they just.
I hope they're doing great, and I hope they're really good at what they do. But
sounds like they just try to organize people together.
All right.
It's like consulting. They're consultants, and they take the consulting fee.
Crime consultants.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem like they are doing actually anything.
Right. Like what do they have jurisdiction over? Like can they go search
a
house? Can they go, can they take down a perp?
I think it's like the hub. It's the hub of do you have information? Call your Crime Stopper guy.
Okay. And then they disseminate the
right. So let's say you're walking around, you see bro walking around. Hey, Crime Stoppers.
Yeah.
I saw.
Well, why wouldn't I just call the police? Wouldn't that be easier?
I don't know. Then they call police.
I don't know.
It's the Barron Trump situation.
Listen, I'm a little skeptical of Crime Stoppers, but I'm sure they're great. I like the idea, and hopefully they are doing a bang-up job in our state. But they'll give you $2,500 for information that leads to the arrest of the suspect. This was the 19th, so 3 days ago. Northeast 21st and Clackamas, reports of a person making threats with a weapon, and during the encounter, he fired multiple shots at officers. The officers were struck, later transported to hospital, currently stable. Both of them will live. White man, mid-30s, facial hair. He was wearing a black baseball cap, had a black jacket over a gray hooded sweatshirt, was wearing black pants, and had black shoes on. Now, by the way, if you are just to encounter someone wearing that in the wild, aren't you instantly skeptical? Should I call Crime Stoppers if I just see someone wearing a black baseball cap, black jacket, gray hooded sweatshirt, black pants, and black shoes?
Especially at night, too. Right?
Yeah, what are you up to, dude?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
What good could they be doing?
Exactly. I see you. Listen, I'm on the lookout for this guy. I'm gonna get that $2,500.
I've seen you. You were walking around the office today, searching everybody.
Tell you what I'm doing. The only thing I can do is just go about my life, because I'm not going out of my way. But as I go about my life, you better believe I'm looking right at your schnoz and your eyes. And I can tell look at, have you seen that photo?
I did, yeah.
It's distinct. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's clearly got a beard, but he's probably shaved that.
Smart.
So it's like the scene in Princess Bride with the wine glass,
Right.
Anyway, 2,500, little low. Seems a little low, but that's very on brand for Portland, is it not?
I mean, four
The
times
Wolf, 10,000.
four times the amount for the Wolf.
That can't make you feel good if you're one of those cops.
Right. Like, you think I'm a fourth of a wolf here?
A fourth of a wolf.
Well, there's two of them,
Whoa.
right? Wasn't there two
Yeah,
cops?
the two cops. Yeah, so like an eighth of a wolf.
Yeah. You're like a leg.
That's rough. A wolf leg.
Wolf leg.
All right, that's in the news for January 22, 2026, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. We'll get some headlines in. There's a lot of stuff going on today. We have another NFL hire, some hot stove action, and the FBI is investigating another sports death. We'll get to those items coming up next on The Fan.
#1051 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, NFC title game on Sunday. Seattle Seahawks taking on the Rams, and the Seahawks got some good news today. Seattle's optimistic that starting left tackle Charles Cross can play in the NFC title game on Sunday after suffering a foot injury against the 49ers in the divisional round. Baltimore Ravens, they have found their new head coach. It'll be former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. Minter will be the new head man up in Baltimore. And Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Chris McCaffrey. Those are your top 5 and 5 finalists for the NFL MVP award. Kansas basketball coach Bill Self, he intends to be back on the sideline on Saturday night when Kansas takes on Kansas State. Self said he is feeling good after a brief trip to the hospital earlier this week because of what he called some abnormal chest pain. Texas Rangers, some hot stove. They acquire all-star left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore in a 5-for-1 trade with the Nationals. Gore had a 4.17 ERA last year. Nats get 5 prospects in exchange for Mackenzie Gore. Trailblazers, they are 22-22 on the season, looking to get above 500 for the first time in a long time. They're taking on the Heat from Moda Center tonight. Jeremy Grant upgraded to questionable. Jeremy Grant upgraded to probable. Drew Holiday upgraded to probable as well for the Trailblazers. Norman Powell questionable for the Heat. Blazers up to a 3.5-point home favorite. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice, juicy little Thursday, my little sports bunnies. We are your sportsmen. I am Rob. Big Sook is not over there. Stephen Vaughn in the house, though, holding down the fort. Sook will be back Monday. We were coming up with potential Stephen Vaughn nicknames, which we've yet to. Stephen is so normal, and nothing really stands out about him, really in any way whatsoever.
Pretty bland.
So we have
very vanilla. Very vanilla.
Yeah, there's no nickname has presented itself yet. So we took it to the listeners. We took it to Chat GPT earlier, and so far on the list of potential Stephen Vaughn nicknames, we have the Bald Mamba, we have LeVon James, which I love.
I feel like that's the front runner right now.
Of course, you're a former basketball player. You played in Concordia. You're 6'3", bald. You're the decent father, decent husband.
Decent all around.
Likes to eat at
places.
Sensible joints with his kids.
That's right.
Assistant coach Vaughn. We have producer formerly known as a Hooper. I'm going to cut that from the list.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
It's too long.
And we also have Midlife Jordan and Vaughn Control. Oh, and the Vaughn Control.
Vaughn Control.
You like that one?
That's not bad, yeah.
And we have the Chrome Dome Killer. But you're no killer.
I ain't no killer.
So, LeVon James, not going to lie, that's my leader in the clubhouse.
I like that. Bald Mamba, Vaughn Control.
Those are your top 3?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll continue to play with it. Coming up here in the club tonight, so we have a little TV talk. What would you do? Airline edition. And there's some other stuff. I don't know if we'll get to it, but is there a difference between being a perv and just being horny? Because I think there is. Not all women are sluts. I think there is. And there's a man, and listen, he's in the news, and he should be, and it's not good, but I feel like this man is getting a little bit... I feel like we're going a little too far against this guy. And
you want him to give it to you? Or?
No, I want you. Look, he's a perp. Okay, he's a perp. But I think he's just horny. He's not a perv. So we'll get into that. Hopefully we'll get into that.
It's not a crime.
It's not a crime. Thank you.
Right. I don't even know what the story is, but...
I know, but he did commit it. He technically committed a crime, but he's being raked over the coals for where he did it and how he did it. And... they're calling him a perv. I don't know. It's. I'm gonna stand up for the horny guy.
Can't wait.
Because I don't think he's a perv. I think he's
horny,
just horny.
If horny's a crime, well, I think a lot of people are in trouble.
Yeah, see, like Sharon Moore, horny.
Right.
But then he committed a crime.
He took it a little far.
Because he's horny.
Right.
Is he a perv? I don't know. I wouldn't call him a perv. He's just horny. It got him in trouble.
It was a horny crime.
Yes. He's just horny. I mean, some people are.
you just can't you can't go and try to murder people afterwards.
Right. I mean, you just can't commit crimes.
Right.
Because of your horniness.
Just be horny. There's ways to solve that.
Yeah.
I feel like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This guy made a mistake, but
all right.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Now, here are the headlines today. We did mention this at the top of the show, but worth repeating. The Ravens have hired Jesse Minter as their coach, which I don't know. Could be good, could be bad. Jesse Minter may be the next big thing. I have no idea. I just think it's a little strange that Baltimore went from John Harbaugh to Jesse Minter. I don't. It's as if they didn't really have a plan. They just went back to a guy that they, he coached there under Harbaugh, and they liked him.
It seemed like to me the whole thing was we need to unlock Lamar Jackson in the biggest of situations because we saw Baltimore kind of get slowed down in the playoffs with Todd Monken and the way that they ran their offense in the AFC title game a couple years ago against the Chiefs. We saw it this year kind of get bogged down. So you thought they'd go get a great offensive mind, but instead they went complete opposite and went defense.
Well, maybe they're thinking offensive coordinator is the key hire. Maybe even more so than the head coach.
I mean, because Kingsbury's still out there, right?
Kingsbury's still out there. What I would say, too, is their defensive coordinator, he wasn't very good. I think it's Zach Orr. He wasn't very good.
No.
So if you say Minter comes in, runs the defense because you needed help there, and then he just hires a hammer OC that Lamar also signs off on, maybe you're cooking with gas.
It's a great point because they lost McDonald to the Seahawks, and the defense has never been the same.
It has not been the same.
Right.
That's
that defense was rolling.
I also kind of feel like the fact that they moved on from Harbaugh, I don't know. Don't you think there was something weird with Lamar and Harbaugh?
I feel like there's something they're not telling us.
Yes.
Whether it's they didn't get along. Does Lamar really want to be in Baltimore? I know there's rumors about that. Maybe he wants to go other places, but
where would he want to go?
I was listening to Chris Sims. He said there's some talk around the NFL that he wants to go to Vegas, which is weird, or go back to South Beach because that's where he's from. He's from Miami.
Oh, okay, interesting.
He has a contract extension coming up, and the owner's already said, "Look, man, we're just gonna extend it to you, and the numbers are going to be inflated to what they were last year, and you sign it and come back." But we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, Vegas. Wow. I was watching Get Up the other morning for some reason. I just have it on the background, and they were talking about would the Ravens trade Lamar to the Raiders,
right?
For the number one pick.
Right, and then Ravens get Mendoza.
Yeah, I would never do that in a million years if I was Baltimore. Zero.
I like Mendoza, but I mean,
yeah,
Lamar's different.
Dude, Lamar's awesome.
He's so good.
So, and by the way, Jesse Minter has been the Chargers defensive coordinator. That's where he's been most recently. And their Chargers defense was really good last year. So, I don't know. He's just never been a head coach. Kind of interesting hire. Did you see the Jeff Hafley story, by the way? Jeff Hafley is the new coach of the Dolphins. He was the defensive coordinator of the Packers. And we were talking about this yesterday. Like, Jeff Hafley's like, dude, if there's ever a candidate to be fired in 2 years, it's the Jeff Hafley hire. I mean, who is Jeff? I mean, he wasn't even that good in Green Bay, but apparently he worked with the Green Bay GM who's now in Miami, and he brought him over. Apparently, according to some people down in Miami who cover the Dolphins, they said that Jeff Hafley was in the building interviewing with the Dolphins. The Titans had a car waiting for him to take him somewhere to interview him, and the Raiders called and said, don't get in that car. We need to talk to you. Apparently, it was like a bidding war outside of the facility for Jeff Hafley. He must have naked pictures of someone.
Yeah, I mean, he must be hot stuff.
And the Ravens caught wind, the Dolphins caught wind, brought him back in. They kicked him out for 45 minutes, talked about him, brought him back in, and signed him on the spot.
And then locked the doors so the other teams can't get in.
Yes.
That's
And
wild stuff.
The Raiders went away and the Titans went away. It's weird. Jeff Hafley. Now, I get it for maybe John Harbaugh.
Right. But Jeff Hafley?
Stupid. Little hot stove. The Mets have landed pitcher Freddie Peralta from the Brewers. Now, listen, I often make fun of the Mets, mainly because Sook's a Mets fan, and I can't help myself, but this is a good move. They get a top-of-the-line starter. They also get Tobias Myers from the Brewers, who's a pretty good pitcher. Milwaukee gets a couple of prospects, some guy named Jet Williams, and he's white. He's a 5'7" speedster, and he's white.
The name Jet, you got to be fast.
Exactly. And Brandon Sproat, and I think we saw him with the Mets, and he wasn't that great.
Sproat?
Sproat. Sproat, Levon. Sproat.
Sorry.
25-year-old hard-throwing back-end starter type guy. So then also the Rangers traded for Nationals starter Mackenzie Gore, who was once the top prospect in all of baseball. Cowboys' new defensive coordinator is some guy named Christian Parker. He was a protege of Vic Fangio with Denver and in Philly. He's only 34 years old. He's been a DB's coach, but he's mainly developed. His claim to fame so far, he developed Patrick Surtain in Denver and Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell in Philly.
I do like the trend that the NFL teams are going with by going with really young coordinators.
Yeah,
Like,
they're taking chances.
Like, Halfley going to the Dolphins' good old boy network. I feel like they are venturing out a little bit and getting out of that a little bit.
I think one thing that they're doing is they're seeing guys, because I believe that in any line of work you can tell who has star potential. You can see it in the youngs, but they need seasoning or they need experience. And I think what coaches or what teams are doing is they're seeing. Because Suk said this about Mike Tomlin. He said Mike Tomlin was on the staff, John Gruden's staff in Tampa when he played. And he said, dude, we all knew Mike Tomlin was going to be a head coach and he was going to be awesome. He was the man, even back when he was a position coach. So I think what teams are doing is they're looking for those guys that they could keep and groom to be the next head coach long term. I think they're looking for the growth, the guys that can grow.
The Sean McVays.
Yeah. And man, dude, I mean, I don't know about you. You're 38. I'm 50. But it doesn't ever, they're getting younger and younger. Maybe that's just because I'm getting old. But these coaches, this guy's 34.
Well, like the Jags coordinator is getting interviews 30.
30! Is that didn't used to be, right? Or maybe it's revisionist history. In my head, I don't remember coaches being hired that young.
I don't think so either. But it does seem like it's getting to be a younger man's game. And I think I like it that way because I think the guys are taking more chances and it's not the old, we're just going to run it 3 times and punt like the NFL style. It's becoming more analytically driven. They're going for it more on fourth down. Yeah. And I think it's more exciting that way.
And the youngs think differently. You want a fresh set of eyes thinking,
That's right.
Younger brain.
Black kick and a stretch.
And then the last thing we got to tell you before we move on here is the FBI has announced that they are investigating the death of Colts owner Jim Irsay. And what they're doing is they're looking into the doctor who prescribed him ketamine and opioid injections. Jim Irsay was an addict. And this doctor, apparently he signed the death certificate and he ruled it death by natural causes. And the FBI is saying, not so fast. And that all was 1,000% predictable. So those are a few headlines going on today. Let's get into some championship weekend talk. We talked a lot about it in the first hour, but I've got some nuggies you might like coming up next. Rams, Seahawks, Broncos, Patriots. We'll get into it when we return on The Fan. So I was going back to look at the Jeff Halfley thing that I told you about. There's a reporter named Omar Kelly for the Miami Herald, and he is where I saw that the Titans, Raiders, and Dolphins were all fighting over Jeff Halfley. And I can't quite find on his feed. Yeah, he said, Jeff Halfley said there was a team that wanted him to leave his hotel room and meet with them in Miami when he was meeting with the Dolphins, and that was the Raiders. There was a flight waiting for him to leave Miami and go elsewhere. Required a 45-minute discussion. So the Raiders were trying to sit down with Jeff Halfley, and the Titans had a plane waiting for him. Dolphins discussed it for 45 minutes with him out of the room and then brought him back in to make the offer. So that's the official Jeff Halfley fight. Now, so I was scrolling through Omar Kelly's feed, and Levon is going to grab this for us. We're going to play a little bit of it for you. But Jeff Halfley just gave his introductory press conference. Ah, damn it. I got to pull it back up. And we're going to play a couple minutes. But by all accounts, very impressive. Very impressive. There's an account that says it's the Kevin Harlan effect, blue check marked, but it said, Jeff Halfley just stood at the podium for his introductory press conference without a speech in front of him and gave an incredibly inspiring, honest, and emotional speech that oozed grit, and not once did he utter a single or not a single one. I'm sold. And the 2 minutes and 40 seconds that we'll play for you, he does not ever once utter an or which in this day and age is unbelievable. I don't know how often you catch guys umming their way through, podium talk, but it happens all the time. This guy's pretty impressive, this Halfley. Watch out.
Maybe we were way off.
We were wrong. He's awesome. Anyway, we'll play that audio for you when we get it in the system. Championship week, Sunday. Let me look at. I didn't even look at the times. I think Broncos Patriots is noon, and then Seahawks Rams is at 3:30. So Broncos Patriots CBS, and Seahawks Rams on Fox. Here are some things you should know. I'm not going to tell you how to bet. If you bet, some people don't bet. Just watch for fun. I'm not going to tell you. But I think you should be aware of some of these things. The last 9 teams that were 4-point underdogs or more at home in the conference championship are 9-0 against the spread. Now, this is an interesting one because that applies to Denver. So in that instance, you would want to bet on Denver if you like trends. Denver is a 4.5-point underdog to the Patriots at home. What's interesting about this, and you and I were trying to convince Suk of this yesterday to no avail, but we are of the mindset that Jarrett Stidham, being the Broncos quarterback, should not move the line 7 points because Denver was going to be a 1.5-point favorite. So in this instance, 6 points. But that is too big of a move because if you think about it, as good as Bo Nix can be at times, he's middle of the pack in the NFL in passing success rate. And so Jarrett Stidham, who is handpicked by a great offensive mind in Sean Payton, who knows the system, he shouldn't be that much of a drop-off. He's going to be a drop-off on the high end, but is he going to be that big of a drop-off, in the grand scheme of things? And of course he's a drop-off, but not 6 points worth. So the thing that is scary about this game is that I have heard, so we played that little clip in the vignette of Nick Costos, the gambling guy that we play here on the show during the breaks. He said it. I had a friend of mine text me yesterday who said it. I've watched guys on ESPN say it. It seems like everybody now thinks that the line has swung too far in favor of New England. But the line is also not moving. It's not as if everyone is betting on Denver and going, oh, yeah, I mean, and moving the line to where Denver is less of an underdog. So that's a little suspicious to me. Usually at this stage of the game in the NFL playoffs, if you pick the winner, the point spread doesn't matter. They say this all the time about the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter about the point spread. If you think the underdog is going to win, just bet them on the money line, and because the point spread doesn't factor in. In other words, the favorite usually covers if they win the game. So last 9 teams that are 4-point underdogs or more at home in the conference championship are 9-0 against the spread. Denver has a 1-day rest edge over New England. And home teams with the rest edge in the conference championship are 21-7 straight up. And that applies to Denver. It also applies to the Seahawks because the Rams are a day behind. And remember that the Rams are coming off overtime, 2 straight road games, the last of which in overtime, 2 time zones away, and in the bitter cold. And the Seahawks have the extra day. So those two, so Seahawks and Denver, the home teams with a rest edge, 21-7 straight up. Okay, I'm going to take a break, and I'll give you more of these when we get back. There's some pretty good numbers in here. So we're talking conference championship football here on The Fan, but let's go to Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, speaking of the NFC and AFC championship games, Seattle Seahawks, they're taking on the Rams, and they have some good news. They are optimistic that starting left tackle Charles Cross can play in that game against the Rams up in Seattle after he suffered a foot injury against the 49ers in the divisional round. Seahawks a slight favorite over the Rams in the NFC championship game. The Ravens, they have found their new head coach. It's going to be former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. He was named the new head man in Baltimore today. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and Christian McCaffrey. Those are your 5 finalists for the NFL MVP this season. Kansas basketball coach Bill Self said he intends to be back on the sidelines on Saturday night when Kansas plays Kansas State. Self said he was feeling good after a brief trip to the hospital earlier this week because of what he called some abnormal chest pain. Texas Rangers, they are acquiring all-star left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore in a 5-for-1 trade with the Washington Nationals. Gore had a 4.17 ERA last year, while the Nats, they get back 5 prospects, including 18-year-old Gavin Fein, who was the 12th pick in this past Major League Baseball draft. Trailblazers 22-22 on the season, back at home tonight, hosting the Miami Heat from Moda Center. Jeremy Grant upgraded to probable. Drew Holiday is probable as well for the Blazers. For the Heat, Norman Powell, he is questionable. He's having a big season, 23 a game. Blazers up to a 3.5-point home favorites. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt.
Try it again, please.
All right, welcome back. We're talking about the conference championship games. Patriots, Broncos, noon Sunday, 3:30. Rams, Seahawks. The Patriots have allowed 58 sacks this year, which is remarkable that Drake May is in the MVP conversation considering that. Broncos have sacked the quarterback 71 times. According to Internet, that is the most combined sacks by a team and its opponent in NFL playoff history. That also does not bode well at all for the Patriots. That's another thing that we don't talk about much. I don't know why.
The Denver defense is legit.
It sacks the quarterback a lot. And the Patriots get sacked a lot. Can you name the 3 NFL coaches to coach a number 1 scoring defense to coach a number 1 scoring defense as a coordinator and as a head coach? There are 3 since 1970, of course, the merger. Well, one's easy. Bill Belichick.
Yeah, Belichick.
The other one is in this play. One of the other 2 is in this playoffs.
Vrabel?
No, it's actually Mike McDonald. Ravens in 2023, and now the Seahawks this year.
Okay.
And the other one is Rex Ryan.
Oh, wow.
Of the Jets. Yeah.
Jets fame.
Quarterbacks in NFL history to finish with 400 or more pass yards, 3 or more pass touchdowns, and no interceptions against a team that finished with the number 1 scoring defense. I mentioned this one earlier. But it is a list, and that list is comprised of one name, and it's Matthew Stafford, and he did it in Week 16 this year against Seattle. That's the list. One guy. And that is pretty amazing. You know, if you think about the Seahawks, as good as their defense has looked, they did have a couple of games where that defense was a no-show. That Rams game, and then that, I don't know if you remember the Bucs game, when they played Baker in Seattle. It was like a shootout. It was whoever had the ball last won.
Yeah, those 2 games, the Rams game and then that Bucs game, like you said, were pretty crazy. And it does make me think, like, is Seattle vulnerable defensively of giving up big-time plays? You talked about the prop bet earlier of, I think it was 37.5 yards of the biggest touchdown. Like, is this going to be a high-scoring game? And is that the type of game Seattle wants to avoid? Because I would think that's what the Rams want to do. The Rams want to get up and down, score, because their defense has been struggling. I think Seattle to win, they're going to have to hold the Rams down a little bit.
Well, the Seahawks haven't given up a play of over 20 yards in 3 games, which is crazy. A team hadn't done that 3 straight games since the early 2000s. So, you could look at that one of 2 ways. They're just playing that great right now, and they won't give up one. Although they are now playing the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL, or there's regression there, kind of like turnovers. I mean, they're due to give up one. To answer your question, I have a sneaky suspicion that this one's going to be exciting with points, because I don't think the Rams defense is that great, or at least it's not playing that great. I think that oftentimes and I think both pass rushes will have some success. And when that happens, you create turnovers, you create short fields, you get points. Maybe, who knows, maybe the defenses will score. Sam Darnold has thrown 6 interceptions in the 2 Rams games. I mean, I think that I see points. I see the Rams being much better offensively than they were last week. And I think the Seahawks will be able to move it on the Rams defense. And then I think the defenses will also rise up and have their moments and create turnovers, or maybe get a touchdown, or create short fields. So I don't know. I don't really ever bet many over-unders, but I think it's going to be an exciting game with some points.
Yeah, I don't bet over-unders very well either, so I usually avoid them. But I actually think the opposite. I think this is going to be a more
lower
scoring game, where we're going to be in the low to mid-20s type of game. And it may just be a game-winning field goal, something like that. Because I just think I trust McDonald. to put some together. I've seen the Rams' offense. It's been fine, but they do throw interceptions. They do make mistakes. They leave points on the field with that special teams play, as Suk is always talking about. Their special teams has not been great.
Oh, it's been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty terrible.
Right there, Seahawks having a big advantage.
Right, and so I think those type of things in these big-time moments, I'm going to take a little bit of the under and think that it's going to be a little bit of a feel each other out again, because third time, you're so familiar with this team, you got to come up with something new to get up and down the field.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting, because I listened to McDonald talk about that, and he said, he was talking about this in context of the Niners playing them back-to-back games, but it's true of the Rams too. It's like these games, we always overreact or think that what happened the last time is probably what's going to happen this time because it's the same two teams. But he said, dude, and we know this, but he reiterated, it's always different. Every game is different, and how it plays out is different, and this will be different. I mean, it's the first game was a low-scoring, weird game where Sam Darnold handed it to him 4 times, and nobody could do anything offensively. And then the second game was a shootout. Well, the Rams really played well offensively, and the Seahawks got it going late and came back and won it. This game, which is it? I don't know.
Right in the
Your
middle.
guess is as good as mine. It's just they're all different. And I will say, though, I'll leave you with this one, and then we're going to learn about Jeff Hafley coming up next. But the man we didn't know we'd spend so much time on today. But the Rams are the number 1 scoring offense, as I mentioned, and, of course, the Seahawks are the number 1 scoring defense. The number 1 scoring offense and the number 1 scoring defense have met 8 times in the conference championship or the Super Bowl since the merger in 1970. Do you care to guess which side of the ball has won out? One side of the ball is 7-1.
Defense.
100% defense.
Defense always wins.
Yep.
Defense
7-1
wins championships.
That's right.
Well, that's my
that's why everyone's confident about Seattle.
That's my question to you is, and for me, it's Seattle's defense is the answer to this. What unit in that game do you have the most trust in? Seahawks offense, Rams offense, Seahawks defense, Rams defense. I have the most trust in the Seahawks defense to show up in a big-time game with Mike McDonald. And so for that reason, that's why I think it's going to be a lower-scoring game. I think Seattle's going to win the game. It may not be pretty because they are so used to each other, but I have more trust in them than I do any other unit on the field.
I think I would say the Rams offense. I think it's
definitely strength on strength.
Well, no question about that.
100%.
But I also, I think if you go back and look at the first game, the Rams were great offensively in the second game. They were pretty good in the first game too.
Yeah.
They just kind of shot themselves in the foot, much like the Seahawks
as they do
against the Niners in the regular season game.
Right.
Last one. So, yeah, and Rams do that. I love teams that played poorly the week before but won. This has all been teed up for the Rams. And Sam Darnold still worries me. It's not that I think that the Seahawks defense isn't going to show. They're awesome. But I really feel like it comes down to coordinators, and I think McVay, after last week, is going to have a little something for Seattle's defense. He has to, or otherwise they're screwed because that defense is too good. You got to scheme up. And I think I trust McVay, and then he's got the MVP at quarterback. And a really good run game. They've been able to run it on Seattle, which is another key. I think that is what I would trust most.
That's a fair answer, and you're right. McVay was so mad at himself and pretty much put even though they beat the Bears, he put all the blame on himself, saying, I sucked in this game plan. He's a psychopath. He's gonna go watch that film and be like, yep, I messed up. I effed up here. And then Puka, 200-plus yards against Seattle in their last game.
Yes.
They're going to scheme it up for Puka. They got Devontae Adams. They got weapons everywhere. That offense is good.
Well, you remember in the Bears game, you watched the whole thing?
Yeah.
In that game, and they kept talking about on the broadcast, and McVay was frustrated over there. When the Rams took control of that game, and I think they even showed McVay over on the sideline talking to the whole offense. When they took control of that game, they went on a big, long drive where they ran the ball. And I think McVay understands, well, of course he understands, that that's going to have to be a big part of their game plan. They cannot just have Stafford drop back 55 times and sling it, even though he's that good. They gotta run it, and I think they will. And if that happens, then they get then you watch out for Puka, Devontae,
Right.
play
It
action.
opens everything up.
Everything.
And Kyron Williams looked good against the Bears.
He looked great.
Where there's been times this year he looked, a shell of himself, and Blake Corum was kind of the guy. No, Kyron looked good. And so you're right. Like, it may just be a run attack to open up everything. If that's the case, then watch out because Devontae and Puka, they'll get open.
Now, what if the Seahawks can say, well, wait a minute. We've got Kenneth Walker. You can run on the Rams. We're going to control the ball, control the clock. We're going to control the ball with the run. If they're able to do that and limit Rams' possessions, that's how they win. And not turning it over.
How big is the Charbonnet loss?
I think
that's
it's huge.
I think that's huge.
Yes.
He's big to what they do.
Yes. 100%. I don't even know who the backup is now. Who is it? I mean, it's Walker now.
It's Walker. No, yeah,
and he's good, but that two-headed monster was.
Yeah, he's not that bell cow. And so
No.
I think, Charbonnet was the goal line guy. That'll be interesting if they get inside the goal line. How do they look? Are they going to have to pass the ball? Or what are they going to do? Darnold may run the ball a little bit more in that situation, but Charbonnet was the guy that get all the touchdowns.
That's another good point. Red zone, goal line. I mean, how many times do you see an NFL team get down to inside the 5 and not freaking punch it in?
And a lot of times that's the stinking difference in a win and loss. Like, I got to settle for a field goal rather than get tutties.
That's right. Yeah, I can't wait for this game, man. You got me all fired up now.
Yo!
This is going to be good. All right, we'll move on. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. We have Joey Harrington tomorrow as well. But let's get I got a little clip of Jeff Hafley. He's actually quite impressive. Who knew? Jeff Hafley, the new coach of the Dolphins. You'll hear from him next on The Fan.
a.m.
All right, we're going to wrap up the hour with a little bit of audio from Jeff Hafley's press conference. Why? Well, because in this day and age of the awkward, bumbling boob at the podium whose every other word is and stupid.
Duval.
Exactly. This guy, it turns out, was really impressive today. Now, Jeff Hafley is the new Dolphins head coach. He came out of nowhere. He was hired by he was the guy who was at Boston College as the head coach there, and then left to be a coordinator of the Packers. He was the defensive coordinator. His defense wasn't even that good, and the Bears shredded him, and yet apparently he's a hot item. Well, I guess we're finding out why, is that he's pretty impressive, and guys really, really like him. And so the Packers' old GM, or maybe it was the assistant GM, got hired as the new GM in Miami, and he brought Jeff Hafley over. Now we learned today that Jeff Hafley, while he was in the Dolphins facility interviewing with the Dolphins, both the Titans and the Raiders wanted him and were trying to get him out of the facility to get on a plane to come interview with them. So apparently Jeff Hafley's the man. Well, here's a little taste of what his press conference sounded like, and I would like for you to count the ums or uhs.
And that's who he is. And this place is really lucky to have Sully as a GM, and he's a huge part of why I wanted to come here. I'm not one to write things down. I'm not one to sit up here with a detailed plan on what I'm going to say. I think for those that are going to listen to me and ask questions, what you see with me is what you get. It's going to come from the heart, it's going to be honest, and it's how I'm going to feel. I am truly humbled to stand here and be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And I take a lot of pride and responsibility in that. And over the last, really, 48 hours, I've had a lot of time to reflect on that and on my journey and really where I came from and how I got here. And the biggest thing that kept hitting me was people. It's the players, it's the coaches, and it's the families. And as I really go through it, it's all those lessons that I learned in all the places that I've been. I've had a little bit different journey. I started off coaching Division III football, worked my way up, went to the NFL, went back to college football, became a head coach, went back to the NFL, coordinated, and now I'm here. But here's what I learned. I started coaching Division III football, where I lined fields and cleaned helmets and did laundry, and I loved it. And what I learned was there's no job too small. And that's what you're gonna get from me every single day, because I learned how to work hard. Like really hard. And there's no replacement for that, and there won't be here. And as I continued to move up, I learned a lot from a lot of coaches. I learned how to tell people the truth. I learned how to tell players the truth, even if it wasn't they wanted to hear. I learned that it's okay to tell a player you love them and to pour everything you can into them, because they're gonna give it right back to you. I learned how to be at my best when things get hard. And I learned that when things are good, that's when I gotta put my thumb on them. I learned what it's like to hold people to an extreme level of accountability. I learned what toughness is about, and I learned how to grind. From Hall of Fame players, I learned that you can't be afraid to coach guys. Every good player wants to be told what to do and how hard to do it, and you can't back down because they all want to get better. I learned about alignment, and that you have to have people's backs and you have to come together, which is a huge reason why I'm here today with this guy right here. I learned how to win, and unfortunately, I've taken some losses. But what I've learned, I'm gonna get back up every single time. And so are those people that are around me every single day.
Not that. Hell, I want to run through a brick wall for that guy.
Are we Dolphin fans now or what?
No, I can't be a Dolphin
The
fan.
most impressive thing, too, no ums, no ands.
Yes.
No note cards. He just
Right.
went up and spoke from the heart. And
Exactly.
It's impressive.
It is. And the things he said, I thought he's clear. He's obviously a clear communicator, honest, humble, sounds like a football guy, tough. And, that's the kind of thing, I don't know, that's just a couple-minute clip. Who knows? Maybe he'll suck. I don't know. But he just seems to talk like a guy who can galvanize a locker room, can get a team rallied around him.
It goes to show why all these teams wanted him. He probably interviewed so well.
Exactly.
Like you can imagine that guy going in there just impressing an owner and a GM and then saying,
100%.
okay, I need this guy as my head coach.
100%. Yeah. I would imagine that's how Dan Lanning got his gig, right? Like when he sits down and just from the heart, just
Emotional,
genuine
yeah.
and just passionate.
He cares.
Exactly.
That's the problem. In a lot of sports, dudes don't care. Like they just don't.
Right.
Unfortunately, especially professional sports, I think people would be shocked at how little some of these athletes actually care about what they do. So when you find someone that does actually care and wants to win, go get that guy.
Well, and that's a good leader because then he can maybe get the guys that aren't as invested.
Look, I like Mike
to be.
McDaniel. I like Mike McDaniel, but he does not come across as a guy that's just like, yeah, I'm going to motivate all these players to care all about.
Yeah, it's true. There's like, because you mentioned Duval, Liam Cohen, and he's good. He's done a good job in Jacksonville. But there's two different archetypes, right? There's the archetype like Mike McDaniel and Liam Cohen, who just have really good offenses. They're really bright X's and O's guys, and you want them running your team with your quarterback. But are they real leaders? Are they real leaders of men? And then there's the other archetype, which is like this guy, clearly a great leader. You know, just from 2 minutes, you can tell that.
That's like Mike Tomlin, too. Like, you know that he's the leader of the franchise.
Yes.
Like, halfway, if he can coach a little bit, he'll be the face of the franchise because people are going to fall in line with him. Where I think even a guy like Liam Cohen, you saw when that the lady reporter was telling him how good of a job he did and he was about to cry, it looked like. You can tell he cares. And I think that's what really I mean, half the battle in the NBA, Rob, is just who's healthy, who's playing. I think the same thing in football. Like, a lot of these dudes don't necessarily care. Halfley cares, and so he will hopefully get some of those dudes to play in Miami because Miami has talent, and then they always suck every year.
Listen, I'm impressed with him just by that.
Yeah.
And so now, I'm not a Dolphins fan or anything. Can't just flip the script on my fandom, but I might root for him. I also really root for Mike McDaniel. I like Mike McDaniel.
I do too.
So I got to tell you, I don't really have an NFL team, but the Chargers, because Jim Harbaugh and Herbert.
What a home run hire.
And now McDaniel.
Yeah, if he goes there. If he doesn't get another gig and he's the coordinator, home run hire.
I like that trio. I might have to get me a Chargers hat.
Might have to give me a Chargers ticket.
Right after my Jarrett Stidham jersey gets burnt.
Yeah, your Stiddy shirt.
Stiddy. And the Stiddy committee.
The Stiddy club.
All right, let's move on to the club. The club, yeah. Let's do that coming up next. Let me look here. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about the big storm that's coming. We've got a guy who they're calling a perv, but I think he's just horny. And we have What Would You Do? Airline edition coming up next in Club 1080 on the Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, we got NFL or conference championships coming up this weekend, and good news for the Seahawks. They are optimistic that starting left tackle Charles Cross can play in Sunday's NFC title game against the Rams after Cross suffered a foot injury against the 49ers. Good news for Seattle there. They are slight favorites over the Rams in that one. Baltimore Ravens, they have found their new head coach, former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, the new guy up in Baltimore. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and Christian McCaffrey are your 5 finalists for the NFL MVP. Kansas basketball coach Bill Self intends to be back on the sideline Saturday night when Kansas plays Kansas State. Self said he was feeling good after a brief trip to the hospital earlier this week because of what he called some abnormal chest pain. Major League Baseball hot stove action. Texas Rangers, they're acquiring all-star left-hander Mackenzie Gore in a 5-for-1 trade for the Nats. Gore had a 4.17 ERA last year. Nats get back 5 prospects in the deal. And the 22-22 Portland Trailblazers host the Miami Heat tonight from Motor Center. Jeremy Grant, Drew Holiday, Robert Williams, all going to play for the Portland Trailblazers, while Norman Powell, questionable for the Miami Heat. Trailblazers 3.5-point favorites at home. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
My.
I'm sorry. I want to run.
Why are you going there?
What?
Nothing. A jelly bean in my dome.
Yeah,
Dude, he's such an effing loser. Anyone getting a sports woody? What? It's insane.
Okay, we apologize.
It's time
Well, I really
for
enjoyed the
club,
show.
baby.
Thank you. Bye.
On 105.1 and 1080, The Fan. Hoo-wee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
What do you think of that guy's voice? Pretty soothing, isn't it? Our new voice guy. That ruffled a lot of feathers right at the first. When we flipped to FM, got a new voice guy. Dusty brought him in. A lot of people didn't like it.
I mean,
pretty sexy, though.
It is. Very sexy. It's a very sexy intro there. But the OG club song,
yeah,
still rings in my
I
head
know.
from now and then.
I know.
I think it's really sexy.
You know, things change. Levon, things
do.
change.
They do.
Got to move on. I tell you what, that original club jingle,
Yeah.
I think Doug Zenger wrote that, did that for us back in the day, a long time ago. It's really been a staple of the program. We should play it from time to time, but it's gone. We've moved on.
It's deleted from history.
We are in a new era of FM radio.
Look, that was AM radio. That's AM radio, intro.
Yep.
Bump music. This is not. This is FM, baby.
Now we got this guy.
I like it.
Sexy voice.
Love him.
Are you a planner? Would you consider yourself a planner?
No, but Coach Vaughn is a planner, so then she plans for me, and so planner by association.
Hallelujah. No, you're not a planner. But that's why
yeah.
you're with her. Like, she is. This is the exact same dynamic of my wife.
Most organized person I've ever met.
Right.
Yes.
And my wife is she's disorganized, but planning. Plans. Like, she thinks of everything. Like, when she packs for a trip, oh my God. The things that she thinks of, and she gets it all, just perfect. And it's just, I just throw some stuff in a bag 10 minutes before I go, and I'm out.
Yeah, she'll pack like 2 days before, and she's like, Steven, have you packed? I'm like, no, like, we haven't left.
Yeah.
I got an hour before we leave.
Yeah, I'll get it done.
Yeah.
And I think Souk and BTJ are the same way. And the reason I ask is because I was just watching some clips on this big storm that's about to hit in the country out there. They're saying 200 million people could be affected in 35 states. And they were talking to all these people, like I guess there's nothing on shelves in some of these areas because everybody's going and grabbing food or water.
The toilet paper raid
right.
of 2026.
Do you plan for things like are
No.
you? I got to tell you, and I don't think this is I'm just going to go ahead and state that I don't believe that this is a great quality by any means. But I am the most shoot from the hip dude. I don't ever think about stuff like that, and my mentality is always, I'll be fine. I'll deal. Like it'll work out. Like you know that they say hope is not a strategy or whatever. It's worked for me. I'm doing fine.
If disaster strikes, I'm in trouble. But I know that, and so we have
like what? What do you mean?
I don't know. Zombie apocalypse.
Zombie. What if
robots? We know to go to my brother-in-law's house. He's ready for all of it. He's ready.
So you're just going to piggyback off someone else.
And they're fine with it. I've told him. I said, look, if something goes down, I'm over there. And he goes, perfect. I got you.
He wants that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always had the zombie apocalypse or anything, but
just like weather. Yeah.
Yeah, it's never, I mean, it's bad. It can be bad, but it's never so bad that you have to you have to have a 8 billion gallons of water. I mean, what do you?
Because not here in Portland. You can still, it's been bad, and I still can walk to the store.
This is my point. There's always something you can do.
Right.
And if not, like I said, I'll deal. I'll work it out. I mean, I'll figure something out. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. But that's my attitude about everything.
I agree with you.
I'm just not that worried about it.
I am not either. So does your wife organize stuff like this or not?
No, but
preparedness?
But she worries.
Oh. See, my wife doesn't even care. She's like, whatever.
Really?
Yeah, she's like you. She's like, this is not going to affect me.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be fine. I love that. Look, it's a lot easier to go through life that way. You people that are stressing out over every little thing, you're going to die young. You're going to have a coronary. Meanwhile, I'm just going to sip a drink and worry about what comes tomorrow. I don't know. I'll be fine. It's never going to, it's just never that bad.
They love to scare you. Propaganda.
They do. And when it is that bad, we'll all be dead anyway.
Yeah, we're screwed. Yeah, I'm dead anyway.
Yeah, what's your water going to do for you?
Why would I care?
You live 10 more days?
I died, but I had 20 gallons of water in my garage.
Well, anyway, it's a huge storm, so hopefully,
Stay safe out there,
Yeah,
everyone.
stay safe. Don't drive on the ice, as they say. I don't know if they say that, but it's a saying. Don't drive on the ice.
People in Portland just don't drive if it's snow or ice.
Well, we're not getting it. Oh. I want to be clear. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like this big storm that's hitting?
It's not here.
It's not here. No.
But you just mentioned driving, and Portland drivers don't know what they're doing.
It's rough. Yeah. You're an Oregonian.
I am, but my dad is from Illinois, so he actually taught me how to drive in the snow and the ice. So I know how to.
Back there or here? When it snowed here?
Here.
Yeah. So he got you out there.
Oh,
like a good father.
He throws me out there on the ice. Figure it out, son.
All right. I want you to hit 75 miles an hour and see if you can stop.
Wing it.
Good dad. Is your dad still with us?
He is, yeah.
Good.
He watches my kids a lot.
Even better.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet Mr. Vaughn.
They tune into the show sometimes.
Do they?
On the TV.
What do they think of you on the show?
Well,
because you were on another show before this.
I'll be honest. My kids were not happy I left the other show to come to this show.
Oh, really? Why not?
I don't know. They liked the other guy, and they would get him. Sometimes they'd give him some Blazer tickets and stuff like that. So they're like, "Hey, Dad, you gonna get new tickets here?" I'm like, "I don't know, man."
Okay. Hey, I want you to tell your kids something.
Different vibe on this show as well.
Yeah, well, that's true. I would like you to please tell your kids after tonight's show that I will never be getting them Blazer tickets, and do not ask me ever.
I would never ask you. I don't ask anybody.
No, I'm telling them.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't. But they think
if there's an expectation, shove it.
They think it's cool that the show is simulcast on YouTube and TV.
Yeah,
so they like that.
And it
part
is.
of it.
Yeah.
It is. They
And
like
they're
that
what,
part.
11 and 7, you said?
Yeah.
And we got a boy or a girl?
Both boys.
Both boys. Okay, 2 boys.
And so, like, my youngest, he wants to be a YouTube star. He already has his own channel. He's a chef. Chef Hudson cooks things. So
He's a chef.
Yeah.
He's 7?
Yeah, he wants to be a chef.
Okay, but you said he is a chef.
He is. He
What
has
does he
a YouTube
make?
channel that says he's a chef.
Wait, what?
We made a YouTube channel for him.
What's
and
it called?
Chef
Let's
Hudson.
check it out. Chef Hudson?
Chef Hudson, yeah. It's on
7-year-old?
YouTube
All right.
and TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah, so he does that.
Now, see, now we're getting somewhere with you.
Yeah.
Finally, something interesting about you.
My family's interesting. Me, not so much.
I'm just kidding.
No, but yeah, so that.
All right, YouTube.
So they like the fact that it's on YouTube. They're like, oh, Dad, you're a YouTube star. I'm like, not quite. And on TV. So they tune in a lot of times in the 3 to 4 hour when you guys are on TV.
There he is. I see him here. Chef Hudson. He's got the little chef's hat on.
Yeah, dude. No shirt underneath?
Oh, no, he's got a shirt on here. Looks like he's...
Maybe, I don't know. He likes to cook with no shirt on, but it's just the apron.
Is that sanitary? Do we want to talk
Probably
to him about
not. He's only cooking for me and Coach Vaughn.
Okay. So he's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he's got
That'd be cool to have a kid that's a chef.
Dude, I told him that as well. Yeah, he's right there, yeah. The one, Chef Hudson. He's cooking steak. 114 views.
Dude.
I told him that. I said, dude, if you become a chef, that's my dream because he's going to make me sweet food all the time.
Right, it's the least he could do.
I know.
I love it.
He makes me a sous chef as well, so I kind of help him out.
Are you a good cook?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I can barbecue. I can make a few things, but I wouldn't say I'm good.
All right, well, coming up here, what would you do? We've got the latest airline flap that's hit the internet, social media, making the rounds. We'll get to that when we return here on The Fan.
Seahawks football.
As you know, social media, a breeding ground for videos of people's wrongdoing on airplanes. And we've got the latest here. And this one's sometimes it's just meltdowns or people are having, like they're just off their rocker or they're wasted or whatever. This one is, I don't know what I would do here. Probably nothing. But it's a subtle one where this was a flight from Taiwan to Munich. And there was a woman, and she filmed this and put it on Instagram. So it's a long flight. It's like a 13-hour flight. And there was a woman behind her, so she's on the aisle. And there's a woman behind her who has her shoes off, but her socks are on, and her foot is resting on the back of this woman's armrest. So can you picture that? So
Yeah.
We're sitting here. You got your right arm on the armrest, and right behind your elbow
It's a foot.
is this woman's foot with a sock, no shoe.
Gross.
What do you do?
I would probably say something to the flight attendants first.
Yeah.
If they can't do anything, I probably would try to say something respectfully.
Yeah.
Because that's disgusting. I'm not a big foot fan.
Yeah, at least she had her sock on.
Right.
But
still disgusting.
Apparently, this woman who filmed it and put it on the gram said that she asked the woman multiple times, politely, hey, that kind of bothers me. Could you put that down? And she would not do it. And then she asked the flight attendant, so she went the oppo of you.
Okay, yeah.
And they wouldn't help. They were like, well,
nothing we can do.
Personal space, I don't know.
But
Figure it out.
That's your seat you paid for. You paid for that seat.
It's pretty rude.
Right?
It's pretty rude. Especially when you're asked to,
Like if you, I would have to see how she asked, but yes. You said nicely, politely.
She said she did, but of course there's always two sides to every story.
Right. But if someone asked me to do something, I'm more than likely going to do it.
What if she had her shoes on? Does that bother you still?
Not as much, no. I still wouldn't like it. If they had shoes on, I probably wouldn't say anything. Shoe off, I'm saying something.
Would you do the passive aggressive, like
might accidentally
elbow,
sorry,
like
sorry. Sorry, ma'am.
Jammer like what am I trying to say? Am I having another stroke? Like ram your elbow down on her toes, break your toe.
Macho Man elbow drop.
What if you had little pliers and you could just reach under your arm real subtly and just grab her toes? Start cracking them.
If you had a shoe on, I'd probably
be okay with it.
I'd be okay with it.
I'm okay with people taking their shoes off on a plane. I'm okay with that. It's a 13-hour flight.
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
13 hours. You don't ever kick your shoes off?
I don't. No.
Huh. All right. I'm okay with it. As long as they don't smell like. Listen,
that's the problem, though. 55% of people, this is a statistic I just looked up. No, but people are going to have bad feet. That's the thing. They're going to have smelly feet.
Yeah. Well, if it smells, then I think we talk to the flight attendants.
Well, what can they do?
Make them put their shoes back on.
Can they?
Yes. If it's bothering a whole group of people, yeah.
I just feel like if you put your foot on my seat that I paid for,
yeah,
like get off my seat.
That's right. That's not your seat.
That's not your seat.
That's my seat.
My seat.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
It would not be. This is a hard one because you're not getting. It's not big enough that warrants help.
Right.
It's you have to solve it, and I don't. If she doesn't. If you ask a couple times and she doesn't do it, I don't know how you solve that.
Because what are you going to do? You're just gonna,
what are you going to do?
At that point, you're escalating every situation. Is escalating the whole scenario.
What if she's a hot?
I start rubbing. No, I don't.
That coach wouldn't like that.
Coach Vaughn. All right.
Okay, what would you do if you? So here's another one. So this got me down a rabbit hole of other people that have posted these types of situations. This woman was sitting in the middle of two man spreaders, and. You know what the man spreader is. Their knees are out wide. They're big guys. She had to sit in between two dudes, and dude, she was sandwiched. What would you do?
If I'm her?
Yeah. What if it's you?
That's true. If it's me, I'm like, hey guys, do we have to? You gotta spread it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier if you're a guy, right?
Right. But if you're a girl,
you're probably like, hey, again, could you close your legs?
Again, but see, I would go with the approach of you're your body is in my seat area.
Correct.
It's my seat.
Yeah.
So you got to give me the respect there.
Yeah.
It's all about respect. So I would go that route of you're in my seat. I'm not in your seat. You're in my seat.
Yeah, and then notice this guy over here also in my seat.
Right.
Could you guys? I mean, I just think that's really rude. Like seriously, I don't. I mean, I get. I mean, Suk's explained man spreading. He's a bigger guy, and the knees. If you go straight on the knees, they hit the seat in front of you, so you have to kind of wing them out a little bit. I get that, but like you said, you got to stay within a certain within your seat lines.
You do.
Or you're just being an ass.
And that's why when I fly, I like to have the aisle seat so I can at least kind of maneuver my feet out there in the aisle. And then I can say, if someone's coming, I move them back in, move them back out when they cross. So that's always my strategy. I also don't like heights, so I don't want to look out the window anyways. But yeah, I'm going to sit out in the aisle so I can kick my feet out a little bit.
Yeah, that is an advantage of an aisle seat. But there's another one. This is the next one on the list. Was you sit across the aisle from a man spreader, and he is all the way over in your space. His stupid foot, New Balance foot, is sitting in your
They're wearing
space.
Skechers or New Balance. You know that for a fact.
What the hell do you do? Now, this one requires aggressive attention.
This one requires a kick.
Dude, yes.
It's a kick and, sorry, sir.
Yeah.
I just, I'm trying to move my foot.
Jackass.
Yeah. That's a requirement of a kick. You don't even have to tell anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that?
I know. There was a picture of it. It was the damnedest thing.
Have you ever been on a flight that's like had a problem?
Dude, I have not.
I haven't either.
And I don't know.
feel like they're all fake. I feel like they're all staged for social media.
Yeah, I think they have. I don't know that they're fake, but I don't understand why I haven't seen something fun or cool.
Right. I've been on flights. I've never had anything of substance happen. Anything.
I just feel like it doesn't happen often. It's just that people are always filming, so we see it. We see every one of them now, especially if they're bad, they go viral. It's really easy to spread that stuff. But I think for the most part, I'm a believer in humanity. Call me crazy. I think,
insane.
And I feel like that on airlines, it is a great example that the vast majority, and I mean vast majority of people, are very respectful, and they get it, and they understand the assignment, and they don't bother anyone, like you and I. The vast majority of people are like that on planes. Some people are kind of blissfully, they're just not self-aware, and they're kind of annoying, or they're just nervous, a lot of anxiety. I get that. But generally speaking, people are good on airplanes.
What I have found is that if people are paying for something, whether that's a flight, if they paid for their membership at Costco, they think that they deserve the world. And not a lot of people, but some people will take that as, I can do what I want. I paid for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do exactly what I want, be as comfortable as I want, and treat people poorly. And so I think those are the people that you're talking about. Is like, they paid for that flight. They're going to do whatever they're going to sit as comfortably as they want to be, and they don't care what you think because, I had to pay hundreds of dollars for this flight.
I get it, but I just have not seen that much behavior, like any behavior like that. And I've flown a lot.
I said it because I worked at Costco, and you have to be a member. Like, you have to pay a membership price. So people literally think like, everyone that works at Costco is just the help, and you have to do exactly what I tell you all the time.
Because I'm a member.
I'm a member. You're just a little worker. And they treat you terribly.
Yeah, people can be awful.
People can be terrible.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying, in my little sphere of the world, have traveled plenty, just have not seen much of anything in this regard.
If you see some type of argument on an airplane, are you pulling out your phone?
No, I'm.
Are you intervening?
No, God, no. We've talked about this. Suk's an intervener. He'll interject himself into anything. I will not.
Well, Suk wants to be the main star.
Right.
Suk's
yeah,
ready to go viral.
He's ready to. Yeah, exactly. It's his Super Bowl. He's ready to go. I am not. Leave me out of it. F you.
You're just ignoring everything.
Yeah, I'm just minding my own business. That is not my business. I am only going to make it worse if I say or do anything.
Depends on the situation. I might pull the phone out.
And film?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not I don't know.
But why? What does that do?
It depends on what it is. I don't know, just so I have memory of it. Just so I can show people. I'm not going to post it.
You want to post it on Chef Hudson's YouTube page.
Yeah, dude. Get
him some views.
Nah, dude. I just for memories. But I'm not going to intervene. I'm with you. I'm not trying to intervene. I'm not trying to get into
I am
this
no
problem.
hero.
But if it's a non-violent situation, sure, I'd pull a phone out and record.
Would you? What if it's violent? What if now? See,
If it's violent, I'm on edge and I'm ready to fight. For my fans.
I think all guys are like. Did you say for my fans?
For my fam.
Oh, family.
Not my
like,
fans.
Oh,
I
well,
got
I'm ready
fans
to fight for my fans.
You got tons of fans.
No, I do think all guys have this mentality. While it would take a lot for me to take action, if I see something really wrong and I'm in proximity, as men, don't we all think like, hey, I mean, there may be somebody more capable 20 rows back, but I'm right here, like it's go time.
100%.
We're all ready for that.
Right.
But generally speaking, it doesn't amount to that.
And that's a violent situation. If it's violent,
you got to tackle somebody. Or
we're on edge. We're ready to go.
What if some guy is just beating his kid?
I'm stepping in.
Are you? No, I mean, No. I mean, you don't see that. That doesn't happen. It's just.
Well, we saw the track star, Sha'Carri Richardson. She got beat up by her boyfriend at the airline.
She did?
Yeah, this is a couple months ago.
Her
boyfriend would like beat her up in front of everybody. Like,
what?
In the the lobby area.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nobody stepped in?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible.
Right.
I'm gonna have to look this up. Yeah. I don't think I believe you. Somebody said airlines are a true test of individual character. And I think that's right. And this is what I'm saying, is I think that if you really pay attention, you will see a lot of good character.
Because you are not required to do anything.
No, you're not.
You can just sit there and just ignore everything. Read a book, listen to music, a podcast. You are not required to step in any situation.
But I think a lot of people have the mindset that, we're all in this together. This kind of sucks. It's in a cramped space. It's going to take a while. We're kind of uncomfortable. I don't want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me. We all understand. It's like just be right by everyone else too.
You ever sit by anybody cool on a flight? We sat by Terry Porter once.
Not really. Really?
He was the coach of the University of Portland at the time. Too.
Yeah, UP.
Yeah. He was scouting.
Did you talk to him about college basketball instead of the
No, I was working for the
Blazers?
Blazers at the time, actually.
Oh.
Hey, Terry.
Wait, this says you have the story wrong. The track star beat up her boyfriend.
Oh, there we go.
Well, then it's like, hey, listen.
The woman beat the man up. You're not going to do anything?
No. That ain't my business.
You're not going to alert somebody?
I mean, maybe, yeah. Like if I'm the closest one, like let's say I'm the only one there. Yes, of course. I'm going to get up and say, hey, you might want to step in here. But there's other people closer. I'll just watch.
I might step in. I don't know.
What are you going to do? Beat her up?
No.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
I mean, the poor guy's getting his ass kicked by his girlfriend. Like, that's terrible. Do you give him a Gatorade and a towel and put him in a corner and say, hey, champ. Give him some smelling salts.
Work on the uppercut. Come on now. I don't know. I feel like I might try to break it up. Probably not.
Would
I'd probably
just grab her?
I'd probably do nothing.
Yeah.
You're right.
You wouldn't. You and I are the same.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you're not a pansy if you don't intervene. Look, we all know the line. Like, there are times when it's you gotta help out.
Child, yeah.
Right, of course. You have to protect. That's right. There are other times when it's like, you're an idiot. I'm not.
Mostly if a man's getting beat up, they're on your own.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like...
it's on you, dude.
I know she's a track star. She's probably on roids. But I think you ought to be able to handle your own there. Is that terrible of me?
I wouldn't say
this is an interesting scenario.
Yeah. I don't know that... I want to feel like I would do something, but I don't think I would. You're right. I wouldn't. I'd probably tell someone, but I wouldn't record. In that situation, I'm not recording.
Well, now the problem with that is that, like, when your wife or girlfriend is beating you up,
you can't do anything.
Exactly. It's not like you can fight back.
Take your beating.
Yeah, it's like, well, all right. I mean, what would you do if that was even like? What if Coach Vaughn just came at you?
I would try to walk away.
Her.
I would try to walk away. I would try to rock away or run away. Literally sprint away from her.
I mean, I think I'm just trying to subdue her, right?
Like grab her arms?
Yeah, like, come on. Like, what are you doing? You can't be, you know?
I guess. But
is that bad?
See, I don't know. Because it is aggressive to, like, grab and hold as hard as you could. So that's why, literally, I would try to, like, walk away and run away from her. Like a little girl. I'm running.
I just have this picture in my mind of you.
Sprinting. Help me.
Coach Vaughn. I feel like Coach Vaughn's tough. Like she's.
Well, I told her the other day over the weekend, I told my kids they can punch me as hard as they want in the stomach. And I told her she can too. Like she can slap my stomach. She goes, I only punch. So I was like, I don't
do it?
No. She goes, he didn't want to hurt me. But she said she doesn't slap, she punches.
Huh.
Scared me a little bit.
LeVon. Okay, well, anyway. 13-hour flight, Taiwan to Munich. Women, there's two women, one in the seat forward. The lady behind her took her shoes off, socks on, and rested her foot on the back of the front lady's armrest. It didn't go well. And it's on. Yeah, I mean, you can watch it. It's on internet. I mean, they didn't fight or anything, but apparently the lady told her multiple times to stop, and she wouldn't. All right, other flight absurdities recently posted to social media. I have a few. We'll run by you. We'll do that next, but first, Stephen with SportsCenter.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fans, Seattle Seahawks. They are optimistic that starting left tackle Charles Cross can play in Sunday's NFC title game against the Rams after he suffered a foot injury against the 49ers. Seahawks slight favorites, 2.5-point favorites over the Rams on Sunday. Ravens have their new head coach. It's going to be former Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. He'll be the new head man down in Baltimore. Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, and Matthew Stafford, and Chris McCaffrey. Those are your 5 finalists for the NFL MVP. Kansas basketball coach Bill Self says he intends to be back on the sideline on Saturday night when Kansas plays Kansas State. Self said he was feeling good after a brief trip to the hospital earlier this week because of what he called some abnormal chest pain. Texas Rangers, they're acquiring left-handed starting pitcher Mackenzie Gore from the Washington Nationals. Gore had a 4.17 ERA a season ago. And the 22-22 Trailblazers, trying to get above 500, host the Heat tonight from Moda Center. Jeremy Grant, Robert Williams, Drew Holiday, all going to play. Well, Norman Powell questionable for the Heat. Blazers 3.5-point home favorites. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour. Here.
So I've got a couple of other. So I just got down this rabbit hole. I saw that woman the other woman behind her put her foot on her footrest, or armrest. And I saw that, and that got me just, how you get down the rabbit hole of different videos and people doing wild things on airplanes. There was a couple of others. One was there was a woman who. Do you ever sit in the emergency the exit row? You ever sit in there?
I have once or twice.
Yeah, I have too. I don't know why sometimes I book it, but
I do it again for the extra room. As a bigger guy, there's a little extra room.
But you can't recline your seat though.
No, I don't recline my seat anyways.
Yeah, I don't either. Are you a believer that seats should not recline?
I don't mind if you do. I don't want to be disrespectful in that situation.
Yeah, same.
You can do it if you want to.
Yeah, people do it, but it's kind of an eye roll. But yeah, it's your prerogative.
Right.
But yes, I'm with you. It's like, I'll just keep it up. Anyway, this woman sat in the emergency exit row, and she refused. You know how they come by and they're like, "Could I get a verbal yes that you will help other guests if And this woman refused to acknowledge the yes. She refused to say yes in the safety row. Because they were like, "Would you assist others?" And she's like, "I'm not helping anybody. Screw that." She did say that. And they kicked her off the plane.
Like they didn't just swap seats with somebody?
No, they kicked her off she was pretty belligerent about it.
Okay.
And they were like, "Okay, you're out." But why would you, so unnecessary. Just say yes. And then run like Stephen Vaughn from Coach Vaughn.
Yeah.
When the S hits the fan.
It's like when your wife's telling you stories and you're just like, listen for like a break in the conversation and say, yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
That's all you got to do.
That's right. Did you hear what I said? Of course.
Yep. I'm on it.
I wonder, though, I've never thought of this, but if you do acknowledge yes and you're in the exit row and something does happen, do they come back at you?
Like legally, do you have to do it?
Yeah, like do they come back at you if you don't? Or if, a scenario...
No, they can't, can they? You didn't help the person out in 17B.
I don't know. I don't know if that's ever come up.
I don't know either.
Never thought of it. Then we have Salt and Peppa. Do you remember Salt and Peppa?
Oh, shit.
Peppa of Salt and Peppa.
Yeah.
She flew recently, and she had a knee injury, and she bought an extra seat on a Southwest flight due to her knee injury because she wanted to put her knee in that space. And apparently a guy came up and wanted to sit in that seat. Southwest, you can sit wherever you want. And she was like, no, I booked this seat because look, my knee, I've got a knee injury. And he was like, no, I want to sit in this seat. Guess what happened? Did you read about this? I only saw this today.
I did not read this.
She got booted from the plane.
I was going to say he probably got the seat.
He did, and they booted her off.
Just because she was so mad about it?
Surely, again, two sides to every story. Probably. Maybe she got belligerent about it. I don't know. But they said, you're out of here.
It's like,
and she's like, I bought that seat.
Come on, bro. Like, let her have it.
And I'm Peppa.
Right. You're really going to take Peppa's seat?
Hello? Yeah, like, I don't know. I think that's weird. You wouldn't kick the guy off the plane, but you'd be like, sir, she did buy this seat because she has the knee injury. She's using both of these. Please find another seat. And if he gets belligerent, he's out.
So Southwest is just a free-for-all?
I guess. I don't know. There must be something more to that story.
That seems crazy.
Yeah.
First one on. Best seats.
There's another woman who demands she's flying from San Diego to Vegas, and she is all sorts of crazy. But she gets up and demands that the plane turn around. They were taxiing. She wanted the plane to go back to the gate because she left her phone at the gate. And she also claimed, now she was an African-American woman, and she said that if she were a white man in a suit, they would turn the plane around. Which they would not, but, I get the point. And she also claimed to be a sovereign ruler of our country. Sovereign ruler. So she was bat S. Oops. And they kicked her off the flight.
As they probably should. It's Again, I wish I knew the whole story. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to go crazy and just start demanding planes turn around, you're probably not well enough to be on the plane.
So if you have you ever left your phone,
not
left your
like
phone
that.
in a spot where you should be able to get it, but now you're screwed? Like you can't? That would be horrible.
It'd be horrible.
You left your phone, because I have my, the little attachment thing with the credit card in my driver's license.
Oh, yeah.
On the back of my phone. If I left my phone at the gate, that would suck.
Your identity is automatically stolen and all your money's wiped out.
Yeah, and I'm on the flight. I can't.
You could borrow someone else's phone.
I guess I could. But what would I do?
Call your wife, just call the companies, call bank, or
What if she's with me and she left her phone?
You could probably Google what is your bank company, and
well, the credit card companies now,
yeah.
or the banks, they do a pretty good job of protecting you in that regard. But
Isaac
still,
Rob, did you just buy $100 worth of Playboy at Hudson News?
You're darn right I did.
Yes, I did. They still sell those?
But that would suck. Playboys? I don't know.
At the Hudson News?
Yeah, it's a good question. So many good questions raised here tonight.
I know.
I'll check. I'm flying out next week.
Yeah, go check out what
I'm gonna
magazines
see
they got at the Hudson News.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
I'll report back.
Because back in the day, I remember, I'd go there, I'd get I get like a Slam magazine or
just to bide the time.
Yeah.
Now you don't need to do that. I
Right,
don't
you
know why
have
they
your
still
phone.
have that.
You have your phone, and you have a podcast. You just read your phone, whatever.
Right. Yeah, that is weird. They
You
still
get
have
porn
them.
right on your phone. You don't need to get a magazine.
Have you ever seen anybody watching porn on a plane?
No. No,
I
but
have.
You have.
Yeah, I have.
Did you?
And I just, again, mind my own business. Like, whoa, all right.
That seems like.
I don't think it was porn. I think it was just racy.
Like in a movie?
Yeah, it was like racy.
Yeah, like I watched a movie on the flight, and there was like, I forgot that there was that type of scene. I just kind of turned the phone down a little bit. Hey, nobody watch this. Then I fast forward.
The weirdest thing I've really seen, and it wasn't even that weird, it was just sad. I was sitting next to this guy was just a terrible alcoholic. And he was just sneaking his, he had his little airplane bottles in his pocket, or maybe it was a flask, and he just would sneak. I mean, he drank a lot, but you could tell, he was just completely wasted, and it was sad. And I didn't say anything. It's just like, oh man, that would suck.
Yeah.
Hey, you got any? Got a nip? Can I get a nip?
That sort of fight. No.
Yeah, he wouldn't want that.
Get your own.
All right. I think that's it for that topic anyway. We got to wrap this baby up. Hey, I see Andrew Nemec out there, and he's ready to go. So more live and local programming coming up here in about 15 minutes. So we'll come back, wrap it up next on The Fan.
from here.
All right, a couple things to wrap it up here. We were talking about airlines and travel. You worked at Costco.
Yes.
I wonder if you know of this phenomenon. I was reading an article today about Americans are traveling to other countries, other foreign lands and I don't know if it's like the sole purpose is to do this, but they're doing this as part of their trip in these other places. They are visiting foreign Costcos. It's become a thing. They want to go and see if the hot dog is the same, and they want to see what kind of, like clothing, like what they have in their Costcos in other countries. Have you heard of that, having worked at Costco?
I have not heard of that. I can tell you this. If you're going to Costco to get the hot dog, that's crazy to me. I'm over a Costco hot dog. I've had way too many in my life.
Are they good? Like, why does everybody talk about the Costco hot dog?
When you're working there in college and they're $1.50 for a soda and a hot dog for lunch, that's why I would buy them. So I'd get them all the time. Like, I can't even, if I smell them, I can sense it. My stomach starts hurting, but that's crazy. No, I mean, people love
Were they
Costco.
good or were they just cheap?
They're just cheap. Yeah, that's about right. I think they're just cheap. People love cheap food.
Isn't that wild, though? People are like, why would you do that? You're like, what? You're in Taiwan and you're
gonna get a Costco dog?
Check out the Costco. See what they got.
I'm out.
Stupid.
Very stupid.
The other one is, and you sent this to me, apparently Ozempic.
Speaking of fatties.
Yeah, Ozempic is saving the airlines $580 million per year because people are less fat. So their planes don't weigh as much and they don't use as much fuel.
Crazy. Maybe, you know what? You think that they'll lower the tickets because of that? They'll lower our ticket prices?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't think that will happen at all.
We're doing something for the airlines by being less fat, and now you can't even give us a deal on tickets?
Dude, I think that's wild. But I guess I never thought about it. But I guess that's how widespread Ozempic is.
And I guess, yeah. I mean, it's
that many people.
Do you know anybody using Ozempic?
Not.
I know one.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
he looks a little better than he did. He's less fat.
Well, I mean, I would never ask, right? Don't you have to?
I feel like they're kind of like CrossFit bro. They want to tell.
Oh, they want to tell you, huh?
Yeah.
No,
I'm on Ozempic.
I don't know anybody.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
You don't know him though.
I don't. I don't know.
Like a sports guy.
I met him once. He was on our show once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, out at the reserve.
That's cool.
They had a big charity golf tournament out there. He's great. I love Chuck.
I love him.
Anyway, yeah, $580 million, which I guess that's probably not that much, in the airline industry
but just for
world,
people being less fat,
yeah,
that's a lot.
That's crazy.
For less fat.
You wonder, if everyone was if everyone was at their ideal weight, how much money would that save the airline? Perhaps this is the answer to make America less fat, is let's get the airlines involved. They have an interest in it.
The airlines start pushing Ozempic.
Yeah.
Instead of pretzels, they're giving out Ozempic shots.
Hey, I tell you what, somebody gave me free Ozempic, I'd shoot it up my...
Yeah.
Isn't it a shot or is it a pill?
Yeah, I think it's a shot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but...
I guess it just kind of makes you numb to everything. It ruins, it changes your personality.
It does?
Yeah.
No taste, no taste buds.
Yeah,
no appetite.
Nothing affects you.
Yeah, how is that? I don't know. I enjoy food and drink.
I enjoy it.
So I'm just going to keep drinking and eating. It's all in moderation. I don't know.
I'm going to continue to be fat, and I'm going to continue to love it.
Well, you're not fat. Neither am I. We're just a little...
Just cover it
We're
up.
just, we're just, a little overweight. It's
just
okay.
not skinny.
Who is at their ideal weight? That seems hard.
It does. It seems miserable, like a miserable life.
Right. I'm spoiled American. Come on. I have to be a little fat. Apparently they have a pill now. Yeah, this guy says, I knew someone on Ozempic. It works. So do all the side effects. What are the side effects? Anybody know? Guess we'll look it up. All right.
It's for another show.
Here, I got it here. Main side effects: digestive. They're mainly digestive in nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Sounds fun. I will.
Sounds like a great time.
yeah.
I want to go on Ozempic now.
I will stick with my. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't need to be that skinny.
It's because you're married. If you weren't married, maybe you had to be out there.
Really? But see, if I weren't married, if I had to go back into the dating pool, I think I would just try to be a little healthier in terms of just lose weight naturally. Like I don't. Why do you need a shot?
Like a normal
It's
person?
not that hard, is it? Yes. God. We're fat and lazy. Andrew Nemec coming up next. We're back tomorrow, 3 to 7 on the Fan. Good night.
Red chips